Sergeant Carter reporting his orders, sir.
Eddie, Sergeant. I have a little favor I'd like to ask you.
Yes, sir.
My daughter Janice is coming home from college this weekend for a visit.
Yes, sir. I remember she was here last year at this time.
Well, she's been working awfully hard at school, and Mrs. Gray and I think that while she's here, she ought to relax and have some fun.
Yes, sir.
That's why I've been looking around trying to find a suitable escort.
An escort? Oh, yes, sir. I understand.
I want her to be with someone reliable, dependable, trustworthy.
I understand, sir.
That's why I came to your platoon for the man I want, Gomer Pyle. Sir, he and Janice met at a service club dance last year, and they seemed to get along very well.
I see.
Of course, I only met him casually, and I'd like to know a little more about him. What's he like socially?
Socially, sir? Pyle? Well, socially, there really isn't much to say about Pyle, socially.
No, what I mean is, Sergeant, how does he spend his time away from the base? What does he do on a Saturday night?
Well, sir, Pyle's idea of a big Saturday night is going to the movies, maybe having a root beer float at the soda shop, watching the fountain light up in the park, and then straight home.
I see. You might call it rather dull.
Dull, yes, sir. I'd say dull. Dull. Dull.
Good, he's perfect.
Sir?
Well, these things might seem dull to you, Sergeant, but they sound nice and safe to a father.
I don't understand, sir.
Well, it may seem a little old-fashioned, Sergeant, but the way youngsters behave nowadays, the situations they're exposed to, a parent can't be too careful. Yes, I feel much better knowing that Janice is in good hands. Gomer Pyle it is. Would you ask him if he'd do me this favor?
Yes, sir. I'll take care of everything. Pyle will be there. You don't want to go? Is that what you said?
Golly, Sergeant, a pretty girl like Miss Janice who's used to all kinds of big time, she might not enjoy my company.
That's very true. But the fact is, the colonel asked for you specifically, and I'm here to see that nothing gets fouled up. Now, what have you got planned for Saturday night?
Well, nothing much, really. I just thought I'd take in a movie.
Okay. What else have you got in mind?
Well, then I'll probably just walk over to the soda shop and maybe down to the tattoo parlor and see some needlework, and then home.
Swell, Pyle. Only forget the needlework. Let's not expose the colonel's daughter to bare arms.
Do you really think she'll have a good time, Sergeant?
Do I think so personally? No. I think she'll have a dull time. Dull. Dull. That's what the colonel wants. Nice, safe company for his daughter.
Well, Sergeant?
And safe means no holding hands, no walking in the moonlight, no park benches, no necking, no parking, no nothing.
Right, Sergeant.
Have a good time.
Good evening, sir. Gomer Pyle.
Of course, Pyle. Come right in.
Thank you, sir.
Marcia, you remember Gomer Pyle.
Yes, of course. It's nice to see you again, Gomer. Please sit down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Janice will be ready in a moment.
I sure hope I didn't get here too early.
No, it'll give us a chance to chat for a few minutes. What were your plans for the evening, Pyle?
Well, sir, I thought we'd start out with a movie.
A movie? Well, that's always a nice way to spend Saturday night.
Oh, yes, especially for you boys. With all the marching and hiking you do, it gives you a chance to rest your feet.
Well, the marching and hiking don't bother me none, Miss Gray. You see, I always wear 2 pair of sweat socks.
Oh, you do?
Yes, ma'am. And before I start out, I always make it a point to douse my boots with foot powder. That way I can just keep going all day.
Oh, I see.
And then what, Pyle, after the movie?
Well, I thought we'd stroll over to J.J. Peters for a hot fudge sundae. They got the best hot fudge sundaes there. Do you like hot fudge sundaes, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Well, you ought to try these. They use that low-cal ice cream, so you don't have to worry about it going to fat.
And after the Sunday, Pyle?
Well, that's it. Home.
Good. Sounds fine. Well, here's our little girl.
Hello, Gomer.
Hey, ma'am.
It's nice to see you again. I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
Oh, no, ma'am. I was having a nice chat with your folks.
Oh, good.
These are for you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
I hope you don't have any allergies, do you?
I hope not.
There was this girl back home, and every time I brought her flowers, she'd just bust out in the hives.
Oh.
What I finally did, though, was every time I'd bring her flowers, I'd just bring along a bottle of calamine lotion.
Well, I guess you kids want to be going.
Yes. Here, Mom. Come on, Gomer.
The sooner you get there, the sooner you'll be back. Now, let's see. The movie should break around 10, and you say you're going to stop for Sunday. So we should be looking for you around 11. 11:15 at the latest.
Oh, well, darling, since it's Saturday night, perhaps they'd like to stay out a bit later.
Oh, well.
No. Gomer's already made his plans, and it's not for us to interfere. Now, Gomer, you'll be using Mrs. Gray's car. I'm sure you'll drive carefully.
Oh, I will. And don't you worry, Miss Gray. I'll take off real nice and easy, and that way I won't foul up your plugs or gunk up your valves.
Thank you, Gomer. Well, now, you go along, enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Yes, careful fun. Oh, incidentally, Pyle, here's our phone number. If you think of it, you might want to phone us after the movie.
Oh, now, Daddy, we'll be all right.
I know, dear, but your mother is such a worrier.
Now, Ed, you know you do all the worrying.
Well, there's no sense in anybody worrying. Worrying causes warts, and they sure wouldn't look nice on you, ma'am. So if it'll set your mind at ease, I'd be happy to call. Good night, sir. Good night, ma'am.
Good night,
Good
Pyle.
night.
Night,
Good night,
Janice.
dear. Have fun.
Sure was nice of your mother to lend us the car. The bus is okay, but you don't always get to sit together, and sometimes there's chewing gum on the seats.
Gomer, may I have the keys?
Huh?
Would you mind if I drove?
Well,
I hardly ever get a chance to drive, and it'd be fun.
well, I guess it's all right. You don't think your daddy'll mind, do you?
No, I'm sure it'd be all right, Gomer. Just give me the keys.
Well, if you hadn't driven for a long time, you better kind of take it easy.
Are you all right, Gomer?
I'll be fine, Miss Jenny, as soon as I catch up with my stomach. Wait a minute, this is not the movie house.
I know.
The Way Out of Go-Go Club. What are we doing here?
We're going dancing. Come on.
But, Miss Jenny,
Huh?
dancing? We're supposed to go to the movie.
Oh, Gomer, you don't want to go to a dull movie, do you?
But, Miss Janice, we made plans.
I know, but I've heard so much about these go-go clubs, and I've just been dying to see what they're really like. Can't we please go in?
Miss Janice?
Look, Gomer, I don't get a chance to have too much fun. I work pretty hard at school all semester, so when I'm home, I like to relax and really enjoy myself.
But we sure are going to look out of place according to the way the rest of those folks are dressed.
Oh, no, we're not.
Huh? What, Miss Janice? Miss Janice?
If you're going to do something, you might as well do it right.
Oh, golly, golly, golly. Sergeant Carter, why did you hear?
Pyle, what are you doing here? Why haven't you picked up the colonel's daughter? You know what time it is?
I did pick her up, Sergeant.
Then where is she? You're supposed to be at the movies.
I know, but it's just terrible awful. You'll never believe what happened.
What? What happened?
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, Sergeant, but I can't find her.
You can't find her? Where did you leave her?
Well, we didn't go to the movies. Instead, we went to this go-go club.
A go-go club?
Uh-huh, and we was out there dancing, and next thing I knew, she wasn't there. She's lost, Sergeant. Colonel's daughter's lost.
From a court-martial, and that's the truth. Now get on here and talk.
But, Sergeant...
No buts, Pyle.
I still think it's only gonna make matters worse. Hello? Colonel Gray? This is PFC Pyle. I'm calling like I said I would. Well, bye.
Wait a minute, Pyle. Where are you?
Where am I? Oh, well, I'm right here in the phone booth.
Yes. Well, where's the phone?
Where's the phone? Well, it's right here in the booth.
You're in the movie lobby. The lobby, Pyle. What's the matter with you?
And what is all that noise I hear?
Noise? Oh, well, that's Sergeant Carter. You want to talk to him?
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Sergeant, I didn't know you were part of the date.
Oh, well, I just happened to run into Gomer and Janice in the movie. It was just a happy coincidence, sir.
Get out of here! Get out of here and stay on!
What's all that, Carter? Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, sir. An usher just happened to catch somebody smoking, and he's asking him to put it out.
Sergeant! Miss Janice! Miss Janice!
Well, Sergeant, now I can really feel secure knowing that both you and Gomer are looking after Janice.
Oh, yes, sir. We won't let her out of our sight for a second, sir.
Miss Janice.
Oh, Gomer, I've looked everywhere. Where were you? I met some of the nicest people.
Well, I was with Sergeant Carter, and we was looking for you. Miss Janice, I think we better be getting you home.
Oh, not now, Gomer. They're having a bash, and we're invited.
A bash? Where?
You take our car and follow us.
But, Miss Janice, you better wait a minute.
It's on High Point Street, Eddie's pad.
Where is she, Pyle? Where is she?
You just missed her, Sergeant, and she's on her way to Eddie's pad.
Eddie's pad? What's that?
I don't know, but there's a bash, and we're invited.
Oh, you idiot. What did you let her get away for?
Well, I tried to stop her, Sergeant. Sergeant, what's a bash?
You don't know? Like to bash someone's head in. I'll show you later. Come on, in the car.
That was Miss Janice, all right, Sergeant.
Come on, let's go before we lose her again.
I'm warning you kids for the last time. You cut out this racket or I'm calling the police, you hear? And I'm not gonna tell you again. Now you going in there, two servicemen? Shame on you. Here we people pay taxes just to send you to a wild party. Disgraceful, that's what it is. Disgraceful. I'm gonna write a letter to my congressman tomorrow. Now you see if I don't.
Well, no, ma'am. You
Come
said-
on.
And I'll write a letter to the Times, too.
Where is she, Pyle? Do you see her?
It's too crowded here, Sergeant. I'll go over here and look this way.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Hey there.
Look, man, I'm going into the service in about a week, and I was wondering if you could tell me the ins and outs.
Ins and outs.
Yeah, like once you get in, you don't like it. How do you get out?
You don't. Once you get in, you... Excuse me, I gotta find somebody.
Hey, wait a second, man. Did they ever give you a chance to blow your mind by yourself, or do you gotta groove with the whole scene at once, man?
Say what?
Sit down and think things out. Like I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Sometimes I have trouble identifying.
Oh, well, there's no worry there. Once you get in, they give you a set of dog tags with your name on them. So if you ever forget, all you gotta do is take a look. Now, we got to go.
Hey, wait a second, man. One more thing. I'm gonna be going into a strange environment, so to speak. A lot of crooks and weirdos, right? Am I gonna have trouble communicating?
Not if you keep your mouth shut. Excuse me. Miss Janice! Sergeant.
Huh? At last. Well, she's coming with us right now. Excuse me. Miss Gray, I hate to butt in like this, but I think we ought to be getting you home now.
Home? Oh, but Sergeant, we just got here. Do we have to go right now?
Well, your father's expecting you, and I don't like to disappoint him, so if you don't mind.
Look, Sarge, she don't want to go, and besides, we haven't finished our dance. Come on, Janice.
Look, pal, you don't understand. She has to be home at a certain time. Come on, Janice.
Sarge, it's Saturday night, man. Look alive.
That's what I'm trying to do. Come on, Janice. Come on.
All right, everybody, hold it. Quiet down. Stay right where you are.
You see, officer, didn't I tell you? It's a brawl. Oh, I'm gonna write to the Times about this.
That's a straight dope, officer, from beginning to end. Well, I didn't think it was anything serious, but we still had to break it up. I believe your story, Sergeant. Yes. What's that? Oh, all right. Send him back here. The question is, Sergeant, will he believe it? He?
Janet, darling, what happened? Are you all right? I'm okay, Dad. Oh.
I think I'll leave you people here alone. You probably have quite a bit to talk over.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thanks very much for your supervision. If that's the sort of work you've been doing with your platoon, maybe a change of scenery would help. Perhaps a cooler climate would help make you more alert, like, say, the Aleutians.
But, sir...
Wait a minute, sir. I accept full responsibility for everything that's happened this evening. I know I told you I was taking Miss Janice to the movies, but we just never did get there. So I stand here looking for the worst kind of punishment you can deal out, because I know I deserve it.
Well, you certainly do, Gomer. You were a very poor choice indeed for a date with our daughter.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir. If anyone's responsible for this, it's me. I was put in charge of the arrangements for this date, and if there was a foul-up, well, I'm the one that should be held responsible.
You certainly should, Sergeant.
No, wait a minute. Whatever happened tonight is all my doing. I wanted to see what one of those go-go clubs was like, and now I know. So if anybody's to blame, it's me.
Well, I think you're right, Janice. You started it all. This whole embarrassing situation is your fault.
That's what I just
Wait a minute. Now that I've heard each one of you insist on taking the blame, I'll tell you who I really think is to blame. Me.
You, sir?
Yes. I think maybe I'd better start giving my daughter the opportunity to take care of herself. I guess she should have the privilege of finding her own answers, like all youngsters. So if we're going to get to the root of this whole thing, you might say it was all my fault.
You know, Ed, I think you're right. It is your fault.
Are you sure this time?
Well, you have been a bit overprotective, you know.
I know. I'm sorry I tried to take over your evening for you, Pyle. Sergeant, I'm sorry I turned you into a chaperone. And Janice, I won't be auditioning any more of your dates. From now on, you're on your own. Well, now tell us about this go-go club. Was it fun?
It sounds horrid.
No, it's really something to see. It's fascinating.
What happens at these places?
Well, they just sort of get out on the floor and go.
Go?
It's kind of hard to describe. You see, Gomer, show Daddy.
Oh, no, Miss Janice. I don't think I better.
Oh, come on, Gomer.
Show us, Pyle.
Well, sir, I'm just a beginner, but go something like this. Sure was nice being with you, Miss Janice, even with all the excitement.
Thanks, Gomer. I do hope I see you again soon. Bye.
We'll get your car back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Boy, am I glad this night is over, Pyle. And I'll tell you something. Maybe the colonel was willing to say it was his fault, but I still say if you weren't such a knucklehead, nothing would have happened.
But, Sergeant...
No but, Sergeant. You know what your problem is, Pyle? You can't stand up to nobody or nothing. When that girl steered you into that go-go joint, colonel's daughter or no colonel's daughter, you should have put your foot down.
Well, Sergeant, I tried...
You hear me, Pyle? You should have put your foot down.
Right, Sergeant.
Hi, Sergeant. Would you be nice enough to give us a lift?
Well, I don't...
Thank you.
That's very nice, Sergeant. Very nice. A gang of ruffians with a Marine sergeant at the wheel. Oh, I'll write a letter to the Times about this.
I guess you should have put your foot down, huh, Sergeant?
Hensley!
Yes, sir.
What does that sign say?
Mess hall, sir.
And what do we use a mess hall for, Hensley?
Eating, sir.
That's right. And that's the only place we eat. We don't eat on the grounds. We don't eat in the quarters. We eat in the mess hall. And we don't take any food out of there. Get rid of it.
Yes, sir.
And we don't waste food, do we, Hensley?
No, sir.
Will you remember that? Move it! Pyle! You know what, Pyle? I think you're getting fat.
Well, sir, they do feed good in there. I mean, that's real town eating.
What are you, some kind of chow hound? Pull in that gut.
Yes, sir.
I said pull in that gut. Pull in that gut.
You know, Gut pulling in is one of my biggest weaknesses. I know I'll get the hang of it, though. I've made up my mind to it. Gut pulling in. Yes, sir.
How many times did you go through that chow line?
Twice, sir.
What are you trying to do? You got a lot of fat between your ears, now you're trying to match it up further down, is that it?
Well, sir, I guess I'm just one of them unlucky people. Take after my mama's side of the family.
Huh?
Well, on my mama's side of the family, every blessed thing they eat turns right into fat. But on my daddy's side, it's just the opposite. They can eat and eat and eat, and it don't hardly ever show.
Pyle.
Used to make my mama so mad, she'd say to Daddy, how come you can eat and eat and eat, and it don't hardly ever show? And I can eat just a little bit, and it just...
Do it! Now, let's watch it. Cut down on the spuds.
That's another thing. Daddy could eat all the taters he wanted to, but Mama just eat one tater. And...
Knock it off! Now, move out!
Yes, sir.
Pull it in! Pull it in!
That's another thing. Mama used to try to pull it in, and she...
Get out of here! Go!
Hey, Joey. I brought you something to eat. See here? I got some little boiled taters and some weenies and some bread, a little cartoon of milk. That was cold sitting up against me.
That's real swell of you, Gomer.
Go and eat it fast before the sergeant comes back.
I can't. You're a real goomba, but thanks, I can't.
But you gotta eat something. You'll just knot up inside if you don't. That's what happens when you don't eat. You just get all knotted up inside. Here, eat something.
It's no use. I just don't feel like eating. Look, I know you was taking a big chance sneaking this stuff out. And I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But I just can't.
Come on, Joe. You gotta stop moping. She's gonna write to you any day now. You'll see. There's gonna be a letter.
Full of dumb, idiotic things. I have to have a fight with my girl just before I leave from boot camp. Oh, stupid.
She'll write to you any day now. You'll see.
When already? It's 2 weeks and nothing. A palada, stupid.
Joey, you gotta quit hitting yourself in the head like that. You're gonna make yourself loopy.
Why don't she write? Huh, Gomer? Why don't she write?
Shh. I imagine it's cause what you said to her mama. You oughtn't to have told her mama to go jump in the lake.
Why not? Huh? Why not? Me and Rosemary were all for getting married on my first leave, and then her mother. Oh, her mother. You know what she says? She says, what's the rush? Let's make sure first he doesn't get a dishonorable discharge. So I tell her to go jump in the lake. Now the old lady gets mad, Rosie gets mad, I get mad, and here I am with no letters.
You oughtn't have said that.
Oh, stupid.
Joey, you gotta quit doing that.
Sergeant Carter's on his way, you guys.
All you people, listen up. Tomorrow being Sunday, it's a day of recreation. Does that make you people happy?
Yes, sir.
And look happy. What's the matter? Aren't you happy here?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's hear it.
We're happy, sir.
I can't hear you.
We're happy, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow will be a recreation day for all of you except one. I need one of you people to air some mattresses out back. Now, who needs a little exercise? Who is a chow hound that needs to work off a little extra lard?
What time, sir?
Believe me, Miss Cassinetti, I sympathize. But our regulations in this connection are very specific. Recruits are not permitted visitors until they have completed 4 weeks of training. Private Lombardi has not been here that long.
But can't I see him for a minute? I came such a long way, and it's Sunday.
I'm very sorry, but if we start making exceptions, there'll be no end to it. Why don't you write to him?
Well, up until last night, my mother wouldn't even let me do that. But I finally showed her where she was wrong, and I rushed right over here. Can't I see him? I gotta tell him everything's all right.
I really would like to help you. I hope you'll understand.
Well, thanks anyway.
Today being Sunday is a day of recreation. I want to see every one of you people participating and having fun. I don't want to catch anybody not having fun. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
What are you going to have?
Lunch, sir!
Hold on. What's the matter with you?
Can I be excused, sir? I don't feel too good, sir.
You don't feel too good where?
My stomach, sir.
You mean you don't want to get out there with the rest of those people and have fun?
No, sir. If you don't mind, sir.
Well, I do mind. So next Sunday you be out there and have fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hey, ma'am.
Hello.
Are you waiting on somebody?
Well, kind of. I was hoping I'd catch a glimpse of my boyfriend. He's stationed here. Oh, but it's such a big place and there's so many. I'll never find him.
Well, who is your boyfriend, ma'am? If I ain't being too personal, maybe I know him.
I sure doubt it. His name's Lombardi. Joey Lombardi.
Joey Lombardi? Do I know him? Why, Joey means baby.
You don't mean it.
I sure do. Why, he sleeps in the bed right next to me. I mean, bunk. You don't ever say bed down here. Don't ever let a drill instructor hear you say bed or floor. It's a bunk, and the floor is the deck, and the wall is the bulkhead. Bet you don't know what they call the door. A hatch.
Tell me about Joey. You really know him?
I sure do. Imagine running into you like this. Hey, you got to be Rosemary.
That's right.
Well, would you pay attention to this? It's like they say, it's a little bitty world, ain't it? Pleased to meet you, ma'am. I'm Gomer Pyle.
Hello, Gomer. Joey told you about me?
About all there is to tell.
Gomer, how is he?
Well, he mopes around a lot, and he don't eat much, and he don't sleep, and he hits himself in the head a lot. Other than that, though, he's just fine.
Poor Joey.
Gosh, he's gonna be so tickled to see you, he ain't gonna quit grinning for a month.
But I can't see him.
Huh? Why not?
Oh, well, I don't have permission. You see, I was...
Well, you got my permission. You come all this way to see your loved one and not see him? Why, that'd be cruel. Come on, I'm gonna take you to your loved one. Why, that'd be a terrible disappointment if you didn't get to see your loved one. You just come on with me. Hey, Joey.
Hey, Gomer.
Joey?
Rosie? Rosie? Oh,
That's who it is, all right. It's Rosemary, your loved one.
I miss you so much, baby. Oh, Joey.
What are you crying for? You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be happy. You ain't supposed to do that. Gosh, what do you folks do at funerals?
Oh, baby.
Gomer says you're not eating. Why don't you eat, Joey? You'll get sick.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Nothing. Oh, but everything's gonna be okay now. Hey, that was real nice of the Colonel to give you permission to come see me. But what are you doing back here? They don't allow anybody back here, especially women.
I didn't, Joey. I didn't get permission from the Colonel.
No? Well, who gave you permission?
Him?
Him?
Me?
He brought you in here?
What's the matter, Joey? You gonna get in trouble?
The way you did it, I struck you out and I thought it was true.
What's going on? Who's this?
Hey, fellers. This is Rosemary, Joey's girl. She's his loved one. Say hey to fellers, Miss Rosemary.
Hey.
Are you guys nuts standing around with the introductions? A civilian back here and a female civilian?
I know. We were just going. What are you worried about, Duke? It's my girl and my problem.
Oh, no, it isn't, Buster. It's everybody's problem. They find her back here, and we all get the boom lord on us.
All right. Look, we'll take her out the way she came in.
Well, how'd she come in here anyway?
I brung her.
Gomer, what's the matter with you sneaking a dame in the barracks?
We didn't sneak. I was bringing in some mattresses, and Miss Rosemary just come along right beside us.
Oh, Gomer, you sneaked her in behind a mattress?
We didn't sneak.
Okay, you didn't sneak.
Don't care much for that expression.
Boys, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get you all in trouble.
No, you're not, Miss Rosemary. Now, don't you fret none.
Hey, guys, think of something quick. Here comes the sergeant.
We didn't sneak. I think we ought to tell the sergeant the truth.
Well, did you people have your recreation?
Yes, sir.
And did you have fun?
Yes, sir.
Did you finish with that mattress detail?
Yes, sir. And I had fun, too, sir.
What?
It was just the recreation I need for a lazy Sunday afternoon.
Well, that's just dandy. Maybe Who is using perfume soap? All right, who's using fancy shaving lotion? Now, look, there's one thing you people have a right to know, and that is my nose don't lie. Whatever it is, get rid of it. You expect to be Marines? You better smell like them. And that ain't a Marine smell. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. Hold on, Gomer. Go get a mattress.
Huh?
Hurry up. Get the mattress.
Let's go. Hurry.
Look, out of here. Gomer sneaked her in behind a mattress. It ought to work the same way going out. Come on, Gomer. Sneak her out the same way.
It wasn't sneaking.
Okay. All right.
Don't sneak.
All right. The rest of us better stay here and lay low so we don't attract any attention.
Oh, Joey, I'm so sorry for making all this trouble.
Come on. Now, Gomer, keep her hidden behind that mattress. Keep her hidden.
Gung-ho. That means everybody working together.
Go.
Good afternoon, sir.
What are you doing, Private?
Mattress detail, sir.
On Sunday?
Yes, sir. Sergeant said I need to work off some lard.
Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I think we can go now, Rosemary. Don't think it will hurt anyway. Rosemary?
Pyle, I thought you finished this mattress detail.
Yes, sir, I did, sir. But not quite, sir. No, sir.
Well, finish it. Get those mattresses back on the double.
Yes, sir.
Gomer Pyle. Stay right where you are. Don't move. Don't go no place. Just stay right there.
Gomer, where did she go? Where did she go? What do you mean you lost her?
Where were you when the officer showed up? Well, I was somewhere near Sergeant Carter's hut.
Oh, no.
Oh, she wouldn't have gone in there.
Hey, you guys. Here he comes with murder in his eye. This is it, fellas. 0 hour. Pat, hut!
Why? Just one thing. Why?
Sir.
What are you trying to do to me? You want to destroy me, is that it?
Sir.
16 years in the Marine Corps.
Sir.
5 good conduct medals. Cited for bravery in Korea. 3 honor platoons in a row.
Sir.
16 years of working hard, sacrificing, trying to make good. 16 years to get to the top of my profession. And you gotta foul the whole thing up by stashing a dame in my locker.
But I didn't...
Pyle! Do you have any idea what they'll do with me if they find a dame stashed in a drill instructor's locker? Do you know the best that can happen to me? If I'm lucky, I'll go to Leavenworth. You see, that's in Kansas, not too far from my hometown.
Sir?
What do you want?
Sir, the girl in your locker happens to be my girl. Gomer was just trying to get her off the base. It's all my fault that Gomer...
No, it's not your fault, Joey. I'm the one that brought her on here.
But she's my girl and she came to see...
I told her that she could come on here.
Gomer, she wouldn't have come if it
You
was...
never would have.
Knock it off, both of you! Let me think.
Sir, if I may suggest, the best way is always the easy, direct way. Why don't I go to Colonel and say, Colonel, we got this problem. You see, we've got this young lady in Sergeant Carter...
Don't you say anything. Don't move, don't talk, don't even breathe.
But it's my responsibility.
It was your responsibility. But now it's on my back. Do you understand? It's now my responsibility, mine. You I'll take care of later. Right now, we got to get that girl out of here and fast. I got it. We leave her in the locker. That's how we get her out. We walk her out, locker and all.
Now, that's sneaky. What I done wasn't sneaky.
Knock it off!
Easy, easy, that's my girl in there.
Yeah, don't jangle his loved one.
All right, let's go. This way, this way. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What have we got here, Sergeant?
Personal locker. A little paint and repair, sir. Yes, sir, a little repair job and some paint.
Looks like they did a good job. Here, I'll hold the door for you.
Thank you, sir.
Hold it, you got her upside down. Rosie, are you all right?
I'm all right.
Sergeant, I'm sorry your locker idea didn't work.
I may only get chewed out for this. Then again, I might lose my stripes and get busted down to a buck private. I might even get sent to the brig for who knows, say a month, a year. But one day they'll let me out. And when they do, I'm going to look for you. I'm going to look and look until I find you. Because I'll find you. And when I find you, I'm not gonna kill you right away. Not right away.
But, sir?
First, I gotta figure out how I'm going to kill you. Now, it might be by strangulation, or it might be
Sir, you've got every right to feel that way. This whole thing's my fault. I thought I was helping out a buddy, and I never expected to get you into trouble. I just feel terrible.
Do you really?
Oh, yes, sir.
Not yet. Not yet.
Sir, what I wanted to say is I got this idea how to get Miss Rosemary out of here, and I'm sure it'll work.
You are, huh?
I promise. And if it don't, you can go ahead and strangulate me right here.
All right, you people, let's move, let's move. You in there, come on, let's move. Press it up. Left. Hey. Over. Hedge. Hedge and left.
Oh, now there's an eager beaver for you. Don't even let his boots off on Sunday.
You know, maybe that's how he gets those honor platoons.
Yeah.
Left, and left, and left,
Sir.
50.
50, sir.
On your feet. Of all the dumb, stupid things to do, bringing a dame into your quarters.
Dumb and stupid, stupid and dumb.
Now, I don't want a sign, not a smell or a trace that there was a girl in this area. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. All taken care of, sir.
I'll have you doing push-ups till you're an old man.
Yes, sir.
All right, get out of here.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sorry, sir. Aye, sir.
What a knucklehead. He's the worst. He always manages to find somehow to...
Cute. You gonna wear this Saturday night?
Yeah, while the guys are out on detail this afternoon, maybe we can get caught up on some of that paperwork.
Well, I hope so, Sarge. We have all those supply requisitions to fill out and all those personnel forms. Oh, by the way, those entry blanks for the talent contest came in.
What talent contest?
Haven't you heard? They're looking for marine talent to appear in the annual Navy Relief Show in Washington, D.C.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're picking one guy from each base to do something there, like sing or play an instrument.
No fooling. That really ought to be something.
Yeah. What do you want me to do with those entry blanks?
Throw them away.
Right.
That's right. We got more important things to do. Besides, who's got any talent in our platoon?
You never know, Sarge.
Well, I know.
Hey, Vince. What do you say, pal? Hiya, Boyle.
Oh, Hacker. What are you doing out in the mess hall? Another fire start in the kitchen?
You're funny, Carter. You know, with your sense of humor, you ought to be in the talent contest. I bet you would have done pretty well, too. Except we already know who the winner is, so you don't have to bother. Have I piqued your curiosity?
Not particularly.
Good. Then I'll introduce you. This is Private Brian Jones. He's a new replacement.
Nice to meet you, Sergeant. Corporal?
Yeah, Jones here is going to be representing our platoon in the talent contest. That is, he'll be representing our base in the talent contest.
So?
So? Aren't you going to ask what he does? Tell him what you do, Jones.
Well, actually, I do a little singing.
Yeah. That's what he does, a little singing. Lay a little on him.
Out here, sir?
Yeah, go ahead. La! That's enough. Save the rest for the audition. And Washington.
Hey, Hacker.
Yes?
I don't get it. Why are you making such a big deal out of a talent contest?
Well, someone from our base is going to be sent to Washington. So I thought how nice it would be if that someone just happened to be from my platoon.
And how did you just happen to come up with Jones here?
Well, I needed a replacement for the mess hall, so I went over to the replacement pool, conducted a few interviews, and when I found out that Jones here was a graduate of a conservatory of music, I knew he was just right for my kitchen. See you, Vince.
Big deal. Talent contest, Washington, D.C. Boy, some guys.
Well, don't put it down, Sarge. You know Hacker. He's always looking to be one up with the colonel.
What?
Well, the guy representing the base comes from his platoon. And when he's introduced in Washington, they'll probably say Private Jones from C Company, Camp Henderson. And they might even mention Hacker's name. And they might not. Well, here go the entry blanks.
What are you doing, Boyle?
Throwing them away, like you said.
When did I say that?
About 5 minutes ago.
The picture has changed in 5 minutes. Pick up them entry blanks. We're gonna find talent, but we're gonna do it the honest way. From our own platoon. Boy, how that Hacker could stoop so low and bring in a ringer from the replacement pool, I don't know. You'd think he'd at least have the decency to pick a man from his own platoon. But not Hacker. Oh, no. He's got to do it the sneaky, underhanded way. Go to the replacement pool.
But, Sarge, what if we don't find any talent in our platoon?
Then we'll go to the replacement pool. Now, I'm sure you guys recognize this as a golden opportunity for one of you to go to Washington and bring honor not only to your platoon, but to the entire Marine Corps. Now, I've never asked any of you guys if you got any talent, but I'm sure that some of you do. And that's what I'm looking for. But I only want the top talent. So if you're rotten, forget it. Now, who wants to audition first? Anybody? Come on, guys, let's not be bashful. Look, I'll take back what I said just now. If you think you're rotten, step forward anyway. Let me be the judge. Yeah, Hummer, what do you do?
I play the clarinet.
You do?
And he plays real nice, too, Sergeant.
Then why were you holding back? Go get your clarinet. Let's hear you.
Okay.
Any guys hear him play? Is he any good?
Well, I've heard him lots of times, Sergeant. He's real good. Just wait till you hear him.
No kidding. Yeah, you ready, Hummel? Hey, look at that. He warms up like a real pro. All right, Hummel. Whenever you're ready. You got a lot of nerve, Hummel. No talent, but a lot of nerve. And you too, Pyle. It takes a lot of guts to recommend somebody like that. Okay.
Replacement pool?
Wait a minute. Okay, anyone else?
Come on, you guys.
What does he do?
Nothing.
Bronsky, front and center. All right, Bronsky, what do you do?
I tap dance.
Tap dance? Are you sure? Yeah, tap dancing. That's always a crowd pleaser. That's even better than singing. All right, move the table, move the table. A tap dancer, huh? All right, stand back, fellas. Give him plenty of room. Okay, Bronsky, you're on.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Move the table back. Move the table back.
He could have done a lot better, Sergeant, if he'd had taps on his combat boots.
So that's it, huh, fellas? That's the talent?
If you don't mind my saying so, Sergeant, there's one man in this platoon who has real talent, and he hasn't even been suggested.
Yeah, who's that?
Pyle?
Come on, let's go to the replacement pool.
Wait, Sarge, you've heard him. He's not bad.
Well, are you out of your mind? Pyle in a contest to go to Washington?
Sarge, he sings good. Listen to him.
Okay. All right, Pyle, let's hear it.
Sergeant, I'm not good enough for a contest.
I know, Pyle, but let's hear you anyway.
But, Sergeant, I'm not a professional singer. I could never get up on that stage in front of people.
Sing, Pyle.
But, Sergeant, I just...
Pyle, sing, and that's an order.
Just a twilight when the lights are low and the flickering shadows softly come and go. Still the heart be weary, sad the day but long. Still to us at twilight comes love's old song. Comes love's oh sweet song.
Huh? Give him an entry blank. We can always go to the replacement pool.
Qual più il malvento, la 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 la, e di pensiero, la 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 la, qual più il malvento, miuta l'accento, e di pensiero,
Hi, can I help you with something?
Oh, well, please don't stop singing. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. It's just music to unload vegetables by.
That's opera, ain't it? I noticed your Adam's apple popping up and down. That's how I could tell it's opera.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow music lover. My name's Brian Jones.
Well, I'm Gomer Pyle, and this is a real honor. I mean, shaking hands with a voice like that.
Thanks again.
You're a professional singer for sure, aren't you?
Not really. I used to teach singing as a civilian.
Really? You mean you taught voice? Well, I sure could use a few lessons.
Oh, yeah?
Well, my sergeant just entered me in this contest to go to Washington and...
I know. I'm signed up for it, too.
You are? Well, I might as well give up now.
Don't be so modest, Gomer. You're probably pretty good if your sergeant picked you.
Oh, no. I have to tell you, my voice is more for singing along than listening to.
Well, let's find out. Is there a piano around here?
Well, yeah, over at the rec hall, but you don't want to hear me.
You heard me. I think it's only fair if I hear you.
From this valley, they say you are going. I will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened my life for a while.
Are you sure you never had any lessons?
No, I just used to sing around a filling station back home in Mayberry. Really could get some good sounds from down there in the grease pit.
You're like a musician who can't read music, but who plays great. And you've got a lot more lung power than you think.
I do?
Try this for me.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
But give it full voice.
La 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 la.
Now bring it up from your diaphragm.
My what?
Diaphragm, from down here.
La 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 la.
Good. Try it again.
La 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 la.
God!
You still can't believe that's coming out of you, Gomer? Well, you got the pipes. Now it's just a matter of how to use them.
Well, I sure am grateful to you, Brian, but ain't it strange? Here we are rivals in the same contest, and you're helping me.
Like I told you, teaching's my business. Full diaphragm.
Hey, Vince.
Yeah?
Is that crazy rumor I hear true that you're entering Pyle in the contest?
What about it?
Oh, nothing. I just feel bad about it, that's all.
Huh?
Well, you know when you and I usually compete in something, we give each other a good fight. We make it interesting. You know what I mean.
A-E-I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U.
Hold it. What's going on here?
Well, hey, Sergeant. Guess what? Brian here's been giving me singing lessons. He's getting me in shape for the contest.
Huh?
How about that for sportsmanship, huh, Vince? That's very nice of you, Jones, helping out the less fortunate.
No, Gomer has a fine voice.
Sure, and I'm proud of you for taking an interest in him. It's like Willie Mays giving his time to help out a minor leaguer. Come on, kid, let's go. Hey, wait a minute. I haven't heard you sing in a little while. How about laying one of them high notes on me? Come on.
Boy, he sure has a golden voice, don't he? And ain't it nice of him to help me out like this?
Yeah. Look, if you see Corporal Boyle, tell him I'll be right back.
Where you going, Sergeant?
To the replacement pool. He'll understand.
I keep nagging you, Gomer. Use your diaphragm.
The sky above, the sky above.
Good. Do it again.
The sky above, the beautiful sea.
Good, but more diaphragm.
The beautiful sea.
Well, hey, Sergeant Hacker.
Did that come out of you?
Bunny, that's exactly how I felt the first time I heard myself. You see, for years now, I've been doing it all wrong. I wasn't breathing right, but that was because I didn't know what I was doing. But now I do, thanks to Brian here. He's really been teaching me a lot. How to sing words and how to get more power into my voice. But most of all, I think I'm most grateful to him for helping me discover my diaphragm.
Jones?
Yes, Sergeant. Gomer, keep practicing those exercises.
Okay.
The beautiful.
Ain't you overdoing it a little, Jones?
Sergeant?
Look, you don't have to coach somebody so good that he becomes a threat.
You just said it was nice of me to help him.
Now listen, Jones, you got what it takes to win for my platoon, or you're not going to blow it. As of now, the singing lessons are over. Is that clear, boy?
If you say so, Sergeant.
The sky above.
Yeah, Pyle sounding better all the time, isn't he? Listen to that.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
That's very catchy. What's the name of it?
Scales.
Oh.
Well, would you like to know the song Pyle's going to sing in the contest? He told me.
Not necessarily.
Boy, you sure don't seem too enthusiastic.
Why should I be? I'm stuck with an amateur, and Hacker got the only pro out of the replacement pool. There was nothing left for me, nothing.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to play dirty, just like Hacker plays dirty.
What are you going to do instead?
What instead? I'm going to play dirty, just like Hacker plays dirty. Jones!
Sergeant.
Are you supposed to be policing this area?
Yes, Sergeant.
Then how come you missed that?
I don't know. I thought I picked up everything.
Well, thinking ain't good enough. Do it. When policing an area, you will not overlook a single scrap of paper. Not one scrap of paper.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant, what?
When policing an area, I will not overlook one scrap of paper.
I can't hear you.
When policing an area, I will not overlook one scrap of paper.
I still can't hear you. You will repeat it again and again until I do.
When policing an area, I will not overlook one scrap of paper. When policing an area, I will not overlook one scrap of paper. When policing an area, I will not overlook one scrap of paper. When police...
I'm straining my voice. Strain.
What's going on here? Jones, what's all the hollering? I can hear you clear over in the mess hall.
Sergeant Carter was giving me some orders.
He don't speak up, Hacker. I was just getting him to speak up so I can hear him.
Now, Pyle, the last time you were on KP, you were on pots and pans. This time you're going to have it easy. You're going to work right here in the reefer room.
Thanks, Sergeant Hacker. I really appreciate the promotion, but it's kind of chilly in here.
Chilly? Well, as soon as you start moving this produce around, you work up a good sweat, you'll be warm in no time.
Well, I sure hope so, because right now I'm broke out in goose pimples all over. Maybe I ought to go get a sweater.
You know, maybe it is a little too nippy in here. I tell you what I'll do. On the way out, I'll adjust the temperature.
Well, I sure thank you, Sergeant Hacker, and I think it'd be much healthier for the vegetables, too.
Pyle? Pyle? Where in the heck? Pyle, what are you doing? Come out of there.
Oh, hey, Sergeant.
Would you tell me what you're doing in that freezer?
I'm working. Sergeant Hacker gave me a real good job.
Of all the rotten... we got 5 hours to thaw you out. Now, come on!
Santa Lucia, I shall quickly sail over the ocean. Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
What do you think you're doing? He's your competition.
That was beautiful, Private Jones. A fine job.
Thank you, sir.
That was just thrilling, Brian. It just sent shivers up and down my spine.
Thanks, Gomer.
Yeah, great. They'll love you in Washington.
The next contestant is from Company B, Private Gomer Pyle.
Just do the best you can, Pyle. Maybe you'll get a consolation prize. They'll send you to Pasadena.
I'll do my best, Sergeant.
One alone to be my own. I alone to know her caresses. One to be eternally. The one my worshipping soul possesses. At her call, I'd give my all my life and all my love enduring. This would be a magic world to me if she were mine. At her call, I'd give my all my life and all my love enduring. This would be a magic world to me if she were mine.
Just a moment, Pyle. Private Jones, would you come up here? Excuse me a moment. This may seem highly unorthodox, but the winner and representative of Camp Henderson for the Navy Relief Show in Washington is Private First Class Gomer Pyle.
Pyle, you watch!
Congratulations, Gomer. That's great.
Hold it. Let me explain something. Both of you sang so well, it was really a toss-up, and well, that's exactly what I did.
You won, Pyle. You're going to Washington. I knew you had it, kid. I knew it all the time.
Congratulations, Gomer.
I don't know what to say. I don't deserve to win. Well, imagine the student beating the teacher.
Student beating the teacher, what does that mean?
I wouldn't have won the contest if it hadn't been for Brian here.
Oh?
Well, you see, he's been coaching me. I didn't know a thing about singing except open and close my mouth. Then he started teaching me. And honest, I never learned so much so fast. He taught me everything. That song.
Nice going.
Well, as an example of what you can do, I think you should be brought to the attention of the Marine Corps Glee Club. Sir? They're always on the lookout for a good vocal coach, and I think you just might fit the bill.
Thank you, sir. It couldn't have turned out better.
It sure couldn't on account of you've always liked teaching. Now you're going to get to be doing what you like most. Brian, I'd like to invite you over to the PX and buy you a bottle of pop and drink a toast to the man who helped me discover my diaphragm.
It's a deal.
Thank you again, sir. And thank you, Sergeant Carter and Sergeant Hacker. It's been a happy ending all the way around.
Gomer, you're great. You did a great job. When you get to Washington, you're going to do just as well. You'll win it for the Gomer. I'm so proud of you.
You know something, Charlie? All of a sudden, I just got the weirdest feeling.
What's that?
That this whole thing has been something out of a storybook, and you and me are good fairies. You notice how I played it, Boyle? I played it real cool. I never said he was good, and I never said he was bad.
Well, that's true, Sarge.
You see, if I said he was bad, he would have got discouraged. If I said he was good, he would have got cocky. So I played it neutral, and it worked.
Right, Sarge.
Yeah. Everything fell into place for us just right. And the best part is, Pyle will be in Washington out of my hair for 3 whole weeks. 21 solid days of peace and quiet. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. What is it, Pyle? Your plane's leaving early?
Better than that, Sergeant. I was just over talking to Colonel Gray, and I told him how you picked me for the contest.
Well, I believed in you.
I know, Sergeant. And since you've been such an inspiration to me so far, I got to thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful if you could go back to Washington with me and be by my side for the show?
Well, that would be nice, but I just couldn't get away, Pyle.
Well, I told Colonel Gray about it, and he thought it was a real good idea. So he's assigned you to go back to Washington with me. And I've already got the whole 3 weeks planned. We'll see all the sights together, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, the Library of Congress. Just you and me, Sergeant, having the...
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
I asked you men to drop in because I have a little favor to ask of you. It's about this little dance on Saturday night for the enlisted men.
Yes, sir.
I think you all know my daughter, don't you?
Of course, sir.
Well, she's coming home from college on Saturday, and it's a matter of an escort, and I was wondering if one of you men might be free. I think she should be accompanied by a man from the base.
Well, I deem it an honor, sir, but it just so happens I have a date. Sorry, sir.
I don't want anybody to break a date.
Well, I'm not much of a dancer, sir, and, it might be a little dull for her.
I understand. What about you, Barker? You got a date?
Well, not exactly, sir, but I might have. It's this girl who said she might come or she might not. It could go either way. It's just that I'm not sure, sir.
Of course.
Sorry, sir, I have to meet my mother.
I see. Thank you for coming in, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, sir, which one is it going to be?
None of them could make it. And I think I know the reason why. Nobody wants to get saddled with the boss's daughter. And that's what this amounts to. Having to be on guard during a date, that's no fun.
Sir.
And they're probably being wary of my wife's watchfulness. She's a bit overprotective, you know.
Sir, I have a thought. After all, this is the enlisted men's dance. It doesn't have to be an officer, does it?
No, not necessarily.
Well, sir, I think you could find a suitable escort among the enlisted men. Might be more preferable, sir. Make the thing look democratic, if you know what I mean.
That's an idea.
I'll speak to the platoon sergeants and have them make suggestions.
Yes. My wife's a bit of a worrier, you know, but I'm sure the man will be all right. You understand?
Oh, yes, sir. No problem, sir.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Captain. By the way, you busy on Saturday?
Sorry, sir. As a matter of fact, I am.
Carry on.
Gomer, what about you? Who are you taking?
Neil, I ain't going.
You're not going
How come?
to dance?
There's this picture on television that I don't want to miss. It's Tarzan Untamed.
You mean you want to watch that Me Tarzan You Jane?
Well, I don't go for that gushy stuff too much. What I like is when an elephant picks Tarzan up with his trunk, and old Tarzan just sits there on the elephant's head. You don't see a thing like that too often.
Oh, I'll go along with that, Gomer.
Okay, men. I want to know who has dates for the dance. Come on, hands. All of you? Why, you don't have a date?
No, Sergeant.
Oh. Come over here, Pyle. You might have a date. It's not said yet, but you might.
Well, thanks for thinking of me, Sergeant. But there's this television program on Saturday night that I've been pointing for. It's Tarzan the Untamed.
This happens to be Colonel Harper's daughter. That's the date.
The Colonel's daughter? Well, shoot, even if I didn't have other plans, I couldn't take her.
Why not?
Well, golly, she's the Colonel's daughter.
Well, you've taken out girls before. Or have you?
Shoot, yeah, but nobody ever this important. The most important girl I ever took out back home was the county assessor's daughter. That's as high as I ever want to go, the daughter of a civil service man.
Well, listen, Pyle.
And even then, I remember my hands got all sweaty.
Pyle.
And my heart was going ka-thump, ka-thump. I was nervous as what.
Pyle, will you calm down? You haven't been picked yet.
I wouldn't even know what to talk to her about. At least with the county assessor's daughter, I was able to keep up a running chatter on assessments. Now, that can be a real meaty subject.
Pyle, you're the only one who doesn't have a date, so I'm submitting your name. Each company's sending in a name to the colonel so they can pick the best man for the job. They're probably looking for somebody who is a nice dancer, a good talker, a smart companion. You don't have a thing to worry about.
I'm praying. Sergeant, do you know anything at all about her?
She's the colonel's daughter.
The colonel's daughter.
Gomer Pyle. What kind of a man is he, Sergeant?
Well, sir, Excuse me, sir. Is Pyle the man selected?
I don't know yet. I want to find out a little more about him. What I'm looking for primarily is a certain type.
I'd say he's a type, all right, sir.
How do you mean?
Well, sir, he never goes out. He doesn't do anything. Doesn't have anything interesting to talk about.
Innocuous.
Sir?
Harmless.
Oh, he certainly is, sir.
I might even say dull.
Dull, yes, sir.
Good. Sounds perfect.
Sir?
My wife will feel quite comfortable with him. Gomer Pyle it is.
Yes, sir.
An enlisted man?
Mm-hmm.
Who is he? What do we know about him?
I checked this boy's record, and it's fine. And the sergeant assures me that he's a perfect gentleman. He's going to be all right.
The sergeant.
Edna, there's only for one evening. And it'll be nice for Jane to have an escort. And as a matter of fact, an enlisted man may be even more interesting.
All right. I won't say another word about it.
Yeah, but you've got to stop worrying. Right? Right.
Where's he from?
The South. Country boy.
You didn't tell me about that.
What's wrong with a country boy?
What's wrong? Well, they're the worst kind. Those quiet country boys, they're the kind that turn into howling wolves.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, is it? Have you read about the scandalous goings-on in those quiet country towns with those quiet country boys?
Edna, stop worrying. Everything's going to be all right.
And I won't take my eyes off them for 1 second.
Hey, Sergeant. Did you send for me?
Guess who?
I knew it. I just knew it. I had the feeling right from the beginning it was going to be me. There was something just in the pit of my stomach. I knew it. I knew it was going to be me.
Now, Pyle, take it easy. Take it easy. After all, I got more at stake than you have. I was the one that sent in your name. The colonel's depending on me.
Well, what'll I do? She's the colonel's daughter.
Well,
and
you
heck,
just
I
take
don't know
her
what
to the
say
dance.
her.
Just be careful what you say and how you act.
Well, I'll be careful, all right. But what'll we talk about? What'll I say to her?
You can talk about anything. Just be careful what you say.
Oh, I just can't get over the idea of her being the colonel's daughter. She's going to be disappointed in me.
Pyle.
We come from two different worlds, is what, Sergeant?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just plain country folks, and shoot, she comes from one of them homes, got fruit and flowers all over the place, and there ain't even nobody sick.
Look, Pyle, you don't have to marry the girl.
I know, Sergeant, but why'd they have to pick me? Of all the guys on the base, why'd they have to pick me?
Pyle, listen. Now, you were picked for this assignment. Why, I don't know, but you're going to take the colonel's daughter. Now, when you do, just don't say much. Don't do anything. Don't act silly. Don't talk. Don't even breathe. Just have a good time.
I just wish this whole thing was over with already. Look at my hands. Look at them. Look at them sweat. And feel my heart. It's going ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump.
Can't you lift this up closer to your neck?
Well, that looks fine to me. Janie, good to have you home. Haven't had a chance to ask you how school is this semester.
Oh, it's all right, I guess.
What's the matter? Anything wrong?
Oh, it's just that it's so dull. It's nice, but dull. Mother, can't I transfer to a co-ed school next semester? I'd be so much happier. I prefer you stay where you are. It's a perfectly fine school.
Well, if it's dull and she wants to transfer, I don't see any harm.
Clara Burton College was good enough for me, and I know that Jane will get a fine education there. Perfectly fine. After all, that's the most important thing, isn't it, dear? I suppose so. Oh, let me look at you. What on earth is that?
That's probably your escort, dear. I authorized a Jeep for your use tonight.
They're all so reckless. Now, about this young man, dear, I don't want you to worry about a single thing. We'll be right by your side all evening. Yes, Mother.
Good evening.
Sir, Private Gomer Pyle reporting is ordered, sir.
I wish you wouldn't put it that way.
Hope you didn't mind the brake squeal, sir, but I wasn't sure what house she lived in, and I didn't want to pass it by, so I had to mash down on the brakes.
Well, come on in, Pyle.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, this is Mrs. Harper.
How do, ma'am?
And this is my daughter, Jane.
Hey, Miss Jane. Well, brought you some flowers.
Thank you. It was very thoughtful. I'll get a vase.
Well, we've got a few minutes before we go. Shall we sit down?
Please.
Make yourself at home, Pyle.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, we were very happy that you were able to make it.
Yes, sir. Me too. Real happy.
Private Pyle, I understand that you come from the South. Where in the South?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do. I come from Mayberry, North Carolina. My family settled there about 150 years ago. That is, my ancestors did, not the family that I got now, of course.
Of course.
They built their own log cabin all by themselves.
Real pioneers.
Of course, we Pyles have come a long way since then. We've had the back porch and a bath.
See?
I mean a regular bath. Once you don't have to fill up with a pump, neither.
Oh, well, that's what I call real progress.
Remarkable.
When the water company run their lines, they went to the north part of town first.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you know?
See, the center of town is right here, and this is north, and they had to run them lines right down here through Maple Street. That's right here. And then over the ridge, past Fred Bartlett's place. Now, that's about here. And then they had to run them all the way out to the swamps. That's where you're sitting, Miss Harper. You know something else that might interest you, Miss Harper?
What?
We was the first family on the south side of town that had a septic tank.
A septic tank?
Yes, ma'am. You see, it was always my mama's dream to have one, and me and my daddy saved up for 6 years. 6 years. And we surprised her with the news on her birthday. Lord, you ought to have seen her face when we took her out there in the backyard.
Well, I'll bet she was thrilled, all right.
Say, Miss Jane, you really got a nice way of arranging them.
Thank you.
Must be a knack. Looks like it was done by one of them funeral florists.
Shall we go?
Yes, I hadn't realized it was quite so late.
I'm sure looking forward to this dance.
Thank you.
Well, you two run along. We'll be right behind you.
Are you ready to go, Miss Jane? We'll see you there, sir. It's nice talking with you, ma'am.
Well, next time you'll listen to me.
Well, what's wrong? He's a nice boy.
I know these nice boys. That's an act.
Oh, come on now.
More determined than ever to keep my eye on them every single second.
All right. Have it your own way. But any boy who saves up for 6 years to buy a septic tank for his mother's birthday can't be all bad.
Good evening, sir.
Captain, this is Private Pyle.
How are you, Pyle? Good evening, sir.
Well, you've decorated the place beautifully.
Yes, sir. You can't hardly beat them Japanese people when it comes to lanterns.
Colonel Harper, Your Honor.
Thank you. Shall we, dear?
Would you like to dance, Miss Jane?
Watching our country boy?
Yes, he seems to be quite a dancer.
Dance me over in that direction.
Oh, well, let's leave him alone.
Emmett, please.
Hey, folks. It's a nice night.
Yes. Jane, I think it would be nice if you danced with your father. Oh, all right, Mother. And I don't suppose Private Pyle has any objections to dancing with me?
No, ma'am. I'd be glad to. That's why we dance back home.
Yes, well, I'd prefer that you dance a little slower. I want to have a word with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I just thought I'd better mention that my daughter is not used to too much excitement.
I'm sorry. What happens when she dances too hard? Does she have a spell?
Oh, of course not. It's just that I think you should dance slower and at a proper distance.
Yes, ma'am. I guess I'm just used to the girls back home. You don't grip them hard enough and they'll fall right down. My pleasure, ma'am. You know, you dance real good for a short lady.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Jane.
Hello.
Would you like to dance?
I don't suppose we'd better.
Well, I'll dance slow and hold you loose.
No, thanks.
Would you like some punch?
No. Thank you.
You go to school, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm at college.
What you taking up there?
Music. I'm a music major.
Back home, you ask somebody going to school. What you taking up? The teacher's time? That's a joke back home.
I see.
Did I ask you if you wanted some punch?
You did.
What'd you say?
I said no, thank you. But I believe I will have some now.
Okay, I'll be back in a jiffy. 2 punches, please.
Pyle.
Hey, Sergeant.
You behaving yourself? You behaving yourself, Pyle?
Yes, sir. She's nice. She's real nice.
What do you mean nice? Remember, she's the colonel's daughter. Now, you behave yourself.
Yes, sir. But she is a little on the quiet side. There ain't too much to talk about.
What did you talk about?
Well, coming on over here, I told her about the M14 rifle and how you disassemble it.
Good, good.
What else could we talk about?
Well,
Do you think she'd be interested in chemical warfare? Here's your punch, Miss Jane.
Thank you.
Careful with them lemon seeds in there. You swallow one of them, you'll get appendicitis. Did you know that?
Emmett, look.
What?
He just brought us some punch.
Well, what of it?
I wonder what's in it.
What? Grape juice with some lemons floating in it. I just had some.
I know. And without spiking a drink.
Oh, take it easy. Mrs. Harper, may I have this dance?
All right. Emmett, will you keep an eye on things? Captain, excuse me. Emmett, they're gone.
What? Who's gone?
Jane and that country boy, they're not here.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you. You've probably just gone for a walk, dear.
I want them found.
Edna, take it easy.
I insist.
You've just gone for a fresh air, I'm sure.
Emmett, are you going to do something about this, or shall I go and look for them myself?
All right, dear. Captain Murdoch?
Yes, sir.
My daughter and her escort seem to have disappeared. Would you see if you can locate them?
I want this whole place thoroughly searched. I'm worried.
Yes, ma'am, right away.
She's gone away for to stay a little while, but she's coming back if she goes 10,000 miles. Oh, who will tie my shoe, and who will glove my hand, and who will kiss my ruby lips when she is gone away, far away, over yonder. She's gone away for to stay a little while, but she's coming back if she goes 10,000 miles. Oh, it's Pappy who'll tie my shoes, and Mammy who'll glove my hand, and you will kiss my ruby lips when she is gone away, far away, over yonder.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, Gomer, you're good. Why did you keep it such a secret?
Well,
If I'd known sooner, we could have left that dull dance even earlier.
I'm sorry the dance was so dull. I guess all that talk about the M14 rifle wasn't very interesting. Not that I'm talking down the M14 rifle. It was just that I didn't...
It's just that this is so much nicer.
Must be some sort of trouble. Appears like they're looking for somebody.
Go ahead, Gomer. Sing another.
Well, would you like to hear Rain Come Wet Me 'Cause I'm Dirty, Dirty, Dirty?
Gomer, that's marvelous. This is so much fun.
I'm sure glad you're enjoying it, Miss Jane.
I am. Thank you, Gomer. Thank you very much. There. You saw that. You saw that, didn't you? Did you see that? Oh, Jane, I've been so worried.
You can call off the search, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Jane, darling, are you all right? Oh, Mother.
Take it easy, Edna.
I just had a feeling it would end like this. I just knew it. Mother, if you'll just calm down for a minute. You don't understand.
Jane, we'll take
But
care
Mother,
of Jane.
Now, young man, suppose you explain what made you think you could take liberties with our daughter.
Well, it looked to me as if it was Jane who was doing the kissing.
I think I know my daughter. Well,
I sure am sorry, Miss Harper.
it's a little late for that, Private, and it's not good enough. Emmett, I insist that he be punished.
Oh, Edna.
Daddy, don't! Don't you dare do a thing to him. I am the one who did the kissing.
Now, Miss Jane.
Jane! Yes, it's true, and I'm not ashamed of it. I kissed him because I wanted to, that's why.
Jane, stop this.
Yes, Mother, and I liked it. So much that I think I'll kiss him again. And again. And again. And again. And again.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sir, while all this is going on, do I have your permission to stand at ease?
Thanks, Dad.
For what?
You know, for sort of staying on my side and helping me do what I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Well,
And, Daddy, while we're sort of on the subject, I do want to go to a co-ed school next year. Will you back me up?
we'll talk about it tomorrow. Your mother's had a big shock tonight. Thank you, Private.
Shoot, I didn't do nothing, sir.
I'm not so sure. Good night, Janie.
Good night, Daddy.
Well, good night, Miss Jane. I sure hope I see you again sometimes. I had a real nice time. You know something? You're real nice. And you're real pretty, too.
Thank you, Gomer.
Well, go ahead, son.
It's all right. Mother's gone to bed. Where's Pyle with that Jeep? I told him 2 o'clock sharp.
It's just a couple of minutes after, Sarge. He'll be here.
You called the hotel, didn't you? They got a place for her all right?
It's all taken care of. She's on the 2nd floor with cross ventilation.
Yeah. Well, I want everything to be all right. After all, she's the only sister I got.
You're really looking forward, huh?
Wait till you see her, boy.
Really something, huh?
Ah, she's the greatest. Absolutely the greatest. She's got everything. Looks, brains, personality. She's a lot like me. And she thinks the world of me, too. Well, you know, since my old man passed away, I've been more of a father to that kid than a brother. She never makes a move without turning to me first. I used to pick out her clothes for her, the subjects she took in school. I even figured out her career.
Oh, what does she do?
She's a beauty operator, got the number 2 chair right next to the owner.
There's Pyle now.
It's about time. Pyle, you're late. Can't I trust you to do anything right? Like be on time, especially today. What's the matter with you?
I know, Sergeant, I'm sorry as I can be, but there was such a long line at the PX.
The PX? What did you go there for?
Pick up this candy for your sister. See, it's real nice when you come off of a long bus ride to have somebody meet you with something sweet.
Yeah, but it's better not to keep somebody waiting.
But she'll understand when you explain why. Sweets to the sweet.
I'll be back around 5, boy.
Right, Sarge.
And I bet she is sweet, too, on account of she's the sister of...
Move, Pyle, move! You see, we're late. The bus is already here. There she is. Babe! Hey, babe!
Oh, she's a handsome-looking girl and sweet, just like I said.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Oh, boy, what a sight for sore eyes. Here, let me look at you. You're looking great. You never look better.
Boy, I second that. Of course, I never have seen you before, but if Sergeant Carter says you never have looked better, then I'll take his word for it.
This is Private Gomer Pyle. This is my sister.
How do you do, Gomer?
Hey, Miss Carter.
Well, come on,
I
babe.
can't tell you what a pleasure it is to meet the sister of my favorite person.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
It's a real honor.
Well, come on, let's
I
all...
brought you some candy as kind of a welcome gift.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
They're half soft centers and half caramels and nuts.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
The light chocolate's the soft centers, and the dark is the caramel and nuts. There's some jellies in there, too.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Sweets to the sweet.
I'll get her bags, will you?
Right, Sergeant. I think there's some nuggets and some marzipan in there. Do you like marzipan? I think that's...
Come on.
Oh, Mr. Carter, which is your bag?
Oh, there's a blue plaid and a tan one. They've got my name on them, Gomer.
Hey, babe, you look great, just great.
Oh, you're kidding. I've got to go on a diet.
Don't you do it. You look wonderful. How long are you going to be able to stay?
Just a few days. Actually, I came down to tell you about a big surprise.
Yeah? What is it?
Oh, I don't want to tell you here.
Oh, come on, tell me. You didn't get the first chair, did you? Old man Stookie didn't retire.
Nothing like that. This is a really big surprise.
Well, I got 'em.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
Get yourself in the bags in the back pile. I'll drive. Now, what's all this about? A big surprise? Pyle!
Sorry, I'll pick them up.
Of all the nitwits, Pyle, you knucklehead, can't you do anything right? Pick it up, pick it up.
Well, I'm terribly sorry. I guess I'm just nervous about meeting the sister of my favorite person.
Pick him up, pick him up. Boy, he's murder, just murder. Come on, move. Huh? Huh? You like it? Cross ventilation and everything. And the bedroom looks out on the street.
Oh, Vince, you've certainly gone to a lot of trouble.
Oh, nothing's too good for you, sis. You know you were always number one with me. Now, come on, what's the big surprise, huh?
Okay, you ready?
Tell me.
Vince, I'm gonna get married.
Married? To who?
Harold Knobley.
Harold Knobley. Harold Knobley?
What's the matter?
Little Harold Knobley that's in the surgical supply business?
He's a wonderful person.
Oh, no, babe. No, not Harold.
Why? What's wrong with him?
What's wrong with him? Everything. He's got no class, no personality, no charm. You put him in a room full of people, nobody'd even know he was there. Harold Knobley?
You don't even know him.
I know him. What do you mean I don't know him? He once tried to sell me a pair of arch supports. I know him. He's a creep.
How can you say that?
I know him. I know Harold Knobley, that civilian.
Well, what's wrong with his being a civilian? Don't tell me I have to marry a Marine.
Would that be so terrible? Your brother's a Marine, ain't he? If you married one, we could kind of keep in the family.
Vince, Harold and I love each other.
Look, babe, maybe you're in love with the idea of getting married. I want you to get married. But what's the rush? Take a while. Think it over. Mr. Right will come along. Believe me, sis.
Some nice Marine.
Could be, who knows?
Here's your bags, Miss Carter. Where do you want them?
Oh, just put them in the bedroom, Gomer. You can throw them on the bed.
Any place you say, and I'd be happy. You just name it, and I'll do it. My. Sergeant Carter's sister. My.
Out, Pyle, out. Go. Listen, babe, listen to me. What's the rush? Take your time. Harold Knobley ain't the only man in the world. Give yourself a chance to meet somebody else.
But, Vince...
Uh-oh.
I've known Harold since we were kids.
Well, that's the trouble. You've stuck to this one guy, and you haven't given yourself a chance to look around. How would you feel if you got married and then you met a guy? The right guy, but too late.
Sorry.
Well, I have looked around, and I know my own mind. I'm not a child, Vince.
Okay, babe. I'm only your brother. I can't stop you. But I'm telling you, I don't approve, babe. But if you want to break my heart, well, you go right ahead. But I don't approve, babe.
I got your bags put away and I opened the blinds and I cleaned up all the broken glass.
What broken glass?
Well, I busted a bottle of some kind of stuff for the hands. Or maybe it's mouthwash. I'm sure sorry. I'll get you another.
Oh, that's all right, Gomer.
But I sure hope you enjoy your visit, Miss Carter.
Thank you, Gomer.
And I just want to say, welcome.
Oh, well, let's go.
Right, Sergeant. And Miss Carter, if there's anything I can do to help your stay, you just call on me.
Thank you, Gomer. Oh, and thank you for the candy.
Oh, there's some peanut clusters in there, too. Do you like peanut clusters?
Get out of here, will you? Well, I'll see you later, babe. In the meantime, think it over. Not Harold Knobley, please, not him.
I thought he'd be happy when he heard the news. I thought it'd make him happy.
Well, so what? Can't we get married anyway?
Well, he is my brother, and I don't want to hurt him. I can't do that to him.
Does this mean we're finished?
No, it just means I've got to get him to change his mind about you.
How are you gonna do that? He hates me. I know what he thinks of me. He thinks I'm a dope, a dumbbell. Isn't that right?
You know what? It would serve him right if I married someone he really thinks is a dumbbell.
Oh, look, babe.
Listen, Harold. I think I've got an idea. An idea to get my brother to change his mind about you.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, no, just leave it to me, Harold.
All right. Babe, I sure miss you.
I miss you too, Harold.
It's sure hard for me to keep my mind on wheelchairs and rubber stockings when you're away.
Be patient, honey. Listen, I've got a plan, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work.
Phone call for me, Corporal?
That's who they called for.
Private First Class Gomer Pyle speaking.
Gomer, this is Babe.
Who?
Babe Carter, Sergeant Carter's sister.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, ma'am.
Gomer, my brother isn't there, is he?
No, but I can go get him for you. Do you want to talk to him?
No, Gomer. Listen, I thought I'd take you up on your offer and have you show me around town a little bit.
Oh, I'd be most pleased to, ma'am. When did you want me to do that?
Oh, about 7 o'clock tonight. And Gomer, don't tell my brother about this, will you?
Don't tell him?
Well, he's so busy, and I don't want him to feel guilty that he's not spending enough time with me. I just don't want to bother him too much.
Oh, I got you.
So we'll just keep it a secret?
Oh, sure, you bet. I won't tell him.
Oh, good. Because the last time I came down, he neglected his job, and I just don't want him to do that, Gomer.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. He's real sweet that way. He just came in.
What, Gomer? I can't hear you.
I can't talk. He just came in. So long, buddy. I'll do what you said.
Bye, Gomer.
Hey, Sergeant Carter. How are you today?
That phone is for official use, Pyle. You understand?
Right, Sergeant. That's it. I didn't make the call. Somebody called me. Friends called. I didn't ask. That's really all I can tell you. Pyle, who cares? Get out of here.
I've just been on a date.
You had a date with who?
Oh, Vince, it was so fantastic. You said Mr. Wright would come along, and Oh, I don't want to say too much about it.
Listen, calm down. Tell me what you're talking about. You met some guy. What's his name? Who is he?
Oh, I don't want to say too much. It's too good to be true. I mean, it all just happened so fast out of the clear blue sky.
Babe.
Oh, he's all the things I ever dreamed of. He's tall and slender and thoughtful and kind and sweet. And guess what, Vince?
What?
He's a Marine, Vince. He's a Marine.
Well,
doesn't that make you happy, Vince? He's a Marine.
Okay, he's a Marine, but...
You know, I thought Harold was the only one. I could have made a terrible mistake if it hadn't been for you, Vince. You did it. You opened my eyes. You said, think, take your time. And I did.
But listen,
And he's a Marine, Vince. Oh, I'm so grateful.
My sister. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. She came here to tell me that she wanted to marry one guy. She's been here less than 24 hours, and she tells me she's in love with somebody else.
Well, who is this guy? What do you know about him?
Nothing. She wouldn't tell me a thing. All I know is he was tall, thin, sweet, and a Marine.
Oh, I'm sure there's nothing to get upset about, Sarge.
Upset? I'm going out of my skull. I don't like it, Boyle. I don't like it at all. After all, she's my kid sister.
Nah, it's probably just an infatuation.
What's that?
Well, you know, a quickie romance. In love today, out of love tomorrow.
That's an infatuation?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it. I don't like my sister having an infatuation with no stranger.
There's an easy way to find out who he is. Why don't you go down and stake out the hotel?
What are you telling me? Spy on my own sister? Is that what you're suggesting, that I spy on my own sister?
Walking it off, huh? You're a very strong fella.
Babe.
Vince! Oh, I'm so glad you stopped by. I was going to call you, but I was afraid it was too late.
Listen, I'll tell you why I'm here. Huh? You were going to call me? What did you want to call me about?
Well, you know, last night I told you I wasn't sure about this fellow I met.
Yeah.
Well, I had another date with him tonight.
Yeah?
And, Vince, I think I'm sure.
No.
And it's all because you wouldn't let me throw myself away on Harold. Oh, Vince, you're so wise. You're so wise.
Listen,
Doesn't that make you happy, Vince? Oh, I know you're going to adore him. For one thing, he's a Marine, Vince. Did I tell you that? He's so kind, so gentle, and so sweet.
He's Gomer Pyle, right? Gomer Pyle? That's the Marine Gomer Pyle?
Yeah, how did you know?
Oh, babe, I don't know how this happened, but you can't do this. You can't do this to me.
Don't tell me you don't approve of him. I should think you'd be thrilled. He's a Marine in your own outfit. Golly, Vince, I'm keeping it in the family just the way you wanted.
The family?
Now, Vince, I want you to go home, because I can't talk about it anymore. I'm just too happy. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay, Vince? You go home and get a good night's sleep. Night.
Babe, I was hoping you'd call. Well, what's happening?
Oh, Harold, I think Brother Vince is about to give his approval. No, I mean it. Now, listen, Harold, if Vince calls, we haven't been in touch.
But he's not going to call me, babe.
He will. Just remember, when he calls, you haven't heard a thing from me.
I don't understand, Sergeant. Did Private Pyle request this transfer to Japan?
No, sir. But we do need men there, and I thought he'd be a fine possibility.
Yes. Does he speak Japanese?
No, sir, but he could learn.
I'm afraid I'll have to deny the request, Sergeant.
How about the Aleutians? We need men there, sir. The Philippines? Okinawa? Seattle?
No, Sergeant. Let's just leave things as they are.
Yes, sir. She wanted to marry Harold Knobley, but I said no. I'm the one that drove her right straight to Pyle.
Well, what about Harold? Was he so bad?
Huh?
Well, what's the matter with Harold? Why did you split him up? What's wrong with the guy?
Nothing. Nothing's the matter with Harold. Nothing in the world's the matter with Harold. Hey, give me long distance.
Hello?
Hello, Hal, you old son of a gun. How you doing, fella? How's every little thing in surgical supplies?
Who's this?
This is Vince Carter. Your old buddy, Vinny.
Vinny?
Yeah. Babe told me the wonderful news about you two, and I just wanted to tell you I think it's great. Hey, just think, you and me brothers. Listen, Harold, when's the big day? You and Babe set the date yet?
Well, no, Vince.
Why not?
I haven't heard from her since she's been up there.
Oh, well, you know how girls on a vacation are. She's probably been thinking about you a lot, though. Listen, Harold, I don't want to scare you or anything, but this town ain't the greatest place to have your fiancé wandering around. I mean, there are a lot of good-looking Marines around here, and, look, Harold, why don't you come down here and surprise her? I know she'd love to see you. Well, if I were you, I'd catch the next bus out. I wouldn't waste any time.
Are you about ready, Miss Carter?
Oh, I just have to fix my hair, Gomer.
You know, Miss Carter, it seems funny, but we hadn't been seeing much of your brother. I know he's busy and all.
Oh, I think I'll probably be seeing more of him now that the weekend is here, Gomer. As a matter of fact, I think we'll be getting together today.
Well, that's good, because I feel real peculiar him not being around very much to see his own sister.
Oh, will you get that, Gomer? My hair.
Glad to, ma'am.
See, there's a Marine here right now. What did I tell you, Harold?
I thought you were not.
Out of the way, Pyle. Babe, where are you, babe?
Vince, what's the matter?
Hey, babe, look who's here. Look who's here. Just walked into my office, just like that. What a surprise. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
Hello, babe.
Hello, Harold.
Hello, Harold. Hello, Harold. Is that all you can say? A man travels 87 miles and hello, Harold?
How was your trip, Harold?
You shut up, Pyle. Maybe Harold came down here to elope, huh? Is that what you had in mind? Unless, of course, you were planning a big wedding. But why fool around with a big wedding? Why not make it short and sweet and save that money for a dinette set?
Vince, what are you talking about?
Well, tell her. Speak up, man. That was always your problem. You was shy. Tell her what you got in mind.
Well, if there was a choice, I'd take a wedding. Furniture's all right, but the memory of a wedding will last you your whole life.
Babe, I don't know what's happened between you two, but you loved each other once. I'm sure you can get back together. Babe, you can't let your head be turned by a passing fancy, a fatuation.
Boy, Sergeant, you sure got away with words.
Look, you two, why don't you talk to each other? Babe, look at him. I never knew Harold before, but on the way over here, I talked to him, and he's a great guy, a great guy.
You know, Sergeant Carter, me and Harold ain't even been introduced yet.
You two probably want to be alone, huh? Well, I guess we'll be going and let you two kids be alone for a while. I'm sure you got a lot to talk about. Come on, Pyle.
Right, Sergeant. I think you'll enjoy a wedding a whole lot more than a dinette set.
Come on!
Oh, Harold!
So, Pyle, you were seeing my sister without telling me.
I'm sorry about that, Sergeant, but she and I agreed
Pyle, do you think for 1 minute that my sister would ever marry a nitwit, lame-brained knucklehead like you?
Marry? Marry? You got it all wrong, Sergeant. I never wanted to marry your sister.
Huh?
Oh, no. I mean, she's a nice person and all, but I never had no intentions of marrying her. Marry your sister? Oh, no, Sergeant.
What do you mean? You mean my sister isn't good enough for you? Is that what you're telling me? My sister ain't good enough for you? Pyle, that's my sister you're talking about. You ain't even in the same class with her. You're telling me you wouldn't want to marry my sister?
I just know you two are going to be very happy. Mr. and Miss Harold Knobley. Sure has a nice sound to it.
Well, we're not Mr. and Mrs. yet, Gomer. We've got to stop by a justice of the peace first.
Yeah, and we better get going. Where's Vince?
He'll be here all right. He had to finish filling out the duty roster. He said to be sure and tell you to wait.
Harold, did you leave a forwarding address at the desk?
No, I didn't. Maybe I better do that.
Well, Gomer?
Yes, Miss Carter?
I probably won't be seeing you for a while, but I'll never forget you. You know, without you, none of this ever would have happened.
Yeah, what did I do?
Well, never mind. You were just very sweet. Someday I'll explain it all to you. In the meantime.
Hey, what's going on here? Where's Harold? Isn't he here? Where'd Harold go? Harold!
And then, to top everything off, the klutz drops his rifle right on the captain's foot. Right on his foot.
No kidding. What did you say to him?
I didn't have to say anything. The captain said it all for me.
Sometimes you wonder where they come from, huh? Where do they come from?
Oh, yeah, we sure get them, don't we?
Yeah, like that prize I got, Pyle. PFC Gomer Pyle. When it comes to hopeless cases, he's the king.
And you've had him since boot camp, right?
I've had him up to here since boot camp.
Well, sure. That's why Vince is getting prematurely gray.
You want to hear some knucklehead Pyle stories? You got a few days?
Hey, Vince, speak of the devil.
You see? Wait, I'm about to add to that collection. Pyle, you knucklehead, what's the matter with you? Don't you know the NCO club's off limits to privates? What are you doing here anyway?
Yes, sir, and I hate to disturb you, but I got an important question to ask you, Sergeant.
Pyle, for your sake, it better be important. In fact, it better be close to an emergency.
Well, I don't know whether it's an emergency or not, but here it is anyhow. Would it be all right if...
Get over here. Now, what is it?
Well, would it be all right just for tonight if me and Private Slater switched bunks?
Huh?
You see, Private Slater's got this special guard duty, 2 hours on and 2 hours off. Well, you see, he's got this upper bunk, and I got the lower bunk. Well, it'd be a whole lot more convenient for him during his 2 hours off if he just slipped into the lower bunk instead of climbing into the upper bunk.
You came over here to ask me that? That was the important question?
Well, in case you come looking for me later on and looked in the lower bunk and I wasn't there, not knowing that I was sleeping in the upper bunk, which is Duke's, and my bunk is the lower bunk, but just for tonight, the upper
Pyle,
bunk...
will you get out of here? Just get out of here. Sleep up, sleep down. I don't care if you sleep on top of a flagpole. Just get out of here and don't ask any more stupid questions. Out, 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 out! You won't believe this. You just won't believe it.
What, Vince?
You know what that knucklehead came over here to ask me? Not bad, Slater. Pyle, what is it? What's that smell?
Well, this, it's a sachet, a balsam sachet made out of real balsam pine.
A sachet?
Uh-huh. It's real good for clearing up head miseries whenever you get a cold. All you do is take a deep sniff and...
Knock it off! Pyle, a sachet is not regulation. A sachet has never been regulation. Therefore, you do not now, nor will you ever have a good reason to have a balsam sachet in your footlocker. You understand?
Yes, sir.
What's this doing there?
Why, well, that's a good luck troll.
Troll? A good luck troll?
Yes, sir. That's supposed to keep you from getting that cold that the balsam sachet is supposed to clear up.
Pyle, what are you, a Marine or a medicine man? This isn't a footlocker. It's a traveling salesman sample case. Now, you get rid of all this junk, you hear me? I want it all out. Everything I see and smell and everything I can't see and smell. I want everything. That is not regulation. Wait a minute. Where's your rifle?
My rifle?
Yeah, your rifle. That long metal thing with a wooden handle. The thing you eat, sleep, and breathe with. The thing you're not supposed to let out of your sight for 1 second. Your rifle.
Oh, I know that, Sergeant.
Well, where is it? Where is it?
Well, I loaned it to Private O'Neill over in Company A.
You loaned it? You loaned your rifle? Pyle, do you realize you could be thrown out of the Corps for this?
Well, it was just for an hour until he got his back from ordnance. You see, he got this special honor guard duty.
I don't care if he's got a pipeline to heaven. Pyle, that is your rifle, and you better get it back right now, this minute, or I'll have you court-martialed for sure. Now move it.
Yes, sir. I'll be real firm. Don't you worry.
A good luck, troll.
You know, they ain't such good luck after all. Do you know how many colds I've had this year?
Get out of here! Sachet bags, good luck trolls, no rifle.
He's really getting to you, isn't he?
Getting to me? I got news for you. He's already there.
Hey, you know something? You could use a furlough. A little vacation, that's what I think.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean it, Vince. Pyle is no different last week than he was last year. The reason he's getting to you is you're overwrought.
What's that?
Overwrought? Overtired, overworked, overwrought.
And you know who it is that's rotting me over.
That's what I say. Time to get away for a while.
Nah, I don't think I could swing it. I got too much to do.
Well, it was just an idea.
Wait a minute. Yeah, of course. If you can't take Muhammad away from the mountain, the only thing left to do is to take the mountain away from Muhammad.
I don't think you got that right.
Who cares? Whatever it is, I got a brainstorm.
What are you talking about, Vince?
Don't you get it? Maybe I can't go on a vacation, but Pyle can if I give him a furlough.
A furlough? 2 seconds ago you wanted to kill him. Now you want to do him a favor.
Not him, me. I'm going to do me a favor by getting rid of Pyle any way I can.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be just like a vacation being away from him. Huh? Smart. Here, get to work on his papers. Come on the double.
Okay, Vince.
Yeah. I don't know about Pyle, but this is one vacation I'm really looking forward to. Well, tie.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hello, Pyle. You know, Pyle, I've been watching you.
And I don't blame you one bit, Sergeant, especially after the way I provoked you this morning at the inspection by not having my rifle. But don't you worry, I got it back now.
I could throw the book at you. You know that, don't you? But you know something, Pyle? Looking at you right now, I don't see the knucklehead I thought I'd see.
You don't?
No. I see a tired Marine.
Tired?
That's right.
Well, now that you mention it, I was stirring around a little more than usual last night. That happens every time we have MC rations, especially if it's ham and lima beans. They just don't
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, you've been pushing too hard lately. The pressure's catching up to you. You're jumpy, edgy, all tensed up.
I am?
That's right, Pyle. You're as tense as they come. And a tense Marine is a bad Marine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, Sergeant, but it's funny, I don't feel a bit tense. As a matter of fact, I feel real relaxed. Policing up always relaxes me.
Pyle, you're tense, you hear me? You're tense. You just don't know it.
Well, if you say so, Sergeant.
Okay. So in the interest of keeping the platoon razor sharp in all departments, I hereby authorize you a 1-week furlough, effective immediately. Here.
Furlough? But, Sergeant, I know you're just looking after my well-being, but I don't need no furlough.
Well, look, Pyle, you want to be a good Marine, don't you?
Yes, sir, you know I do.
Then just take the furlough and don't ask questions.
But wait a minute, Sergeant. I don't want to go on no furlough.
Well, that's just tough. You need it, so you're going to take it. Do you hear me? If you're so stupid you don't know you're going to pieces, well, that's your problem. But you're going on leave, and that's that. You read me?
Well, yes, sir, but I'm still not too sure why.
Because you are tense. You hear me? T-E-N-S-E. Tense.
Boy, of all the lucky breaks.
Gomer, I still can't figure out how you swung it.
I didn't swing nothing.
Then how did you get the furlough?
Sergeant Carter said it's because I was tense. The only thing is I don't feel tense. Do you think I look tense?
You're about as tense as a bowl of spaghetti.
That's what I tried to tell Sergeant Carter, but he just wouldn't listen.
You know, Gomer, for a guy with one foot in heaven, you sure don't look too happy.
Well, I just don't relish leaving here. No, sir, not one bit.
What's the matter? Don't you have enough dough to get back home? Is that it?
Well, that's just part of it. Fact is, I just don't want to go.
Why, for Pete's sake?
Well, back home just ain't home no more. This is my home now, right here on the base. Sure got friends back home, but this is the place I've been living and working, and, well, this is my home now.
Well, Gomer, it's only for a week.
And I'm gonna miss you fellers. I really am.
You know, Frankie, I think Gomer's a lot tenser than he looks.
Gomer, I think you could use a furlough.
And you know who I'm gonna miss most of all? I'm gonna miss Sergeant Carter.
I take that back. I think you could use a doctor. Come on, Gomer, let's go.
Just a minute, Private. Okay, fellas.
Who's that? Certainly not Marines.
No, they're civilian work personnel. They work on the base.
Well, I knew we had civilians working on the base. I just never seen them in a group like that.
Here you are. Have fun.
Huh?
Well, have fun. You're going on furlough, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, can anybody get a job here on the base, even a Marine?
Sure, I guess so, if you've got the time.
Shazam!
Hey, how's this, huh?
Good. What's funny?
Nothing's funny. I'm just happy.
Oh, Pyle.
Yeah, Pyle. 1 whole week he's gonna be gone. I just can't believe it.
It's already showing on you, Vince. You're so relaxed, I hardly recognize you.
Yeah, really got something to celebrate tonight. Hey, 2 beers over here. Put your dough away. This is my party.
Yeah, you really are a changed man.
Surprise! Surprise, surprise, surprise!
What are you doing here?
Tending bar. And when I seen it was you, Sergeant, I made sure to fill up the glasses real careful like, so you wouldn't be paying for a lot of foam. You know, some bartenders ain't even conscientious. They just open up that tap.
Hold it!
Yes, sir.
Pyle, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we thought you were on leave.
I am. I've already used up 1 entire day, too.
But you're here on the base. Why?
Well, just like you see, I got me a civilian job as a substitute bartender.
You what?
Now I can be on furlough and still be near you and my other friends.
Can you believe it?
Yes, sir. I never thought a man could be so lucky. Well, gentlemen, Skull. They say that a lot here.
Pyle! Man, you stupid! Look what you've done!
Don't you worry, though. I'll have you cleaned up in just a jiffy. They say that beer don't stain nothing like hard liquor, though.
What are you, gum on my shoe or something? Get away from me, Pyle. I don't need your help.
Yes, sir. I don't blame you a bit, neither. It was just plain foolish of me to put that beer where your elbow was sure to hit it. I sure am sorry, Sergeant.
Do you like my luck, huh? I get him a few days furlough. A few precious days without him bugging me. And what happens? He shows up as a civilian. There's no escape. There's just no escape. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here before he flips me in an early grave.
Excuse me, Corporal.
Oh, Pyle. You're taking a big chance showing your face around here after last night.
Well, I won't be but a second. I just wanted to give you this to pass on to the sergeant.
Request for transfer?
I figure he can arrange it while I finish out the rest of my furlough.
You sure you want to do this, Pyle?
I am. On account of Sergeant Carter's the last person in the world that I'd want to make unhappy. And since that's what I did last night was to make him unhappy, then I know it's time for me to clear out.
Look, maybe you ought to take a little time. You know, think this thing through.
No, I know the sergeant. He likes everything just right. And if everything's just right for him without me around, then that's the way I want it.
Well, okay. If you got your heart set on it, I'll put it through.
I'd be much obliged. Excuse me, Sergeant.
What are you doing here? Don't you know an orderly room's off limits to civilians?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. I just left something for you with the corporal.
Okay, you left it. Now get out of here.
Here. Here's what he left.
Huh? A transfer?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. This is great. No, it's better than great. This is sensational.
You mean you're going to approve it?
You bet I am, like I never approved nothing before. Come on, let's put this thing in the works. Quick, 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 before somebody benches me and wakes me up. Come on, let's go. All right, let's look alive. This is supposed to be an inspection, not a Boy Scout jamboree. Move it. Inspector! Cut! Look at this weapon. It's okay. Whose footlocker is that? It ain't even out. Well, whose is it?
That's Pyle's footlocker, Sergeant.
Oh.
Platoon, halt!
Well, how'd they do?
Not bad, not bad. Minute behind the base record. Not bad, not great. I might say pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if Pyle had been here, they never would have even done that good.
Talking about guys freezing. Remember that stunt Iron Pants Milliken pulled back at 53?
The forced march in nothing but our skivvies? How could I forget it?
Remember that, Vince?
What?
The forced skivvy march back at 53.
Yeah, I remember it. Well, it was 1955.
No, you're wrong, Vince. It was 53.
Definitely.
Yeah, Vince, 53.
Don't tell me. You're calling me a liar. I remember it. It was 1955.
Come on, Vince.
What's with you?
Yeah, what are you yelling at us for?
I'm not yelling. Am I yelling?
If something's bugging you, don't take it out on us. That's what those bonehead privates are for.
Are you telling me how to run my business?
Well, somebody ought to. Maybe we ought to find a more peaceful table. It's getting a little too hard-nosed for me.
Fine. That's just fine with me.
Well, okay. Let's go.
Well, go on. Join your buddies. I don't need you. I need you like I need that knucklehead over there.
What's the matter with you, Vince?
Are you deaf? I said I didn't need you.
Look, Vince. Pyle's been gone almost a week already, but it just don't seem to make any difference.
What are you getting at?
Well, look at you. You're as jumpy as a cat.
Okay, so I'm jumpy. So what?
Well, it just don't make any sense. Figure it out for yourself. Now, Pyle's coming back from a furlough and he's transferring to another outfit. He'll be out of your hair for good.
So?
So, if anything should make you happy, that should, right?
Well, I'll tell you what bugs me. Pyle came to me a raw-nosed recruit. I worked on him all through boot camp and after. I yelled myself hoarse getting him squared away. And now he's transferring out. Huh? That's gratitude.
Well, I don't know. I never saw a guy who hated to leave an outfit as much as he did. Usually when a guy transfers, it's because he hates his sergeant.
Excuse me, would you like something else? A couple of beers, maybe? I mean, they'd be on me. Kind of a farewell present, since I'll be clearing out tomorrow.
No, we're fine, Pyle, but thanks anyway.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it at all. Bye, Sergeant.
See what I mean? Nothing keeps him down. He's loyal to you to the end.
Loyal, huh? He's transferring out, ain't he? That's gratitude.
Vince, he's transferring out because you don't want him around. He'd rather get out of your hair than make you miserable. You do want him out, don't you?
All I can say is that's gratitude. About the transfer orders the colonel signed yesterday for a private Gomer Pyle?
Oh, yes. What about them?
Well, sir, I know it sounds crazy, but I approve them against my better judgment, sir.
You what?
Yes, sir. For the first time in my life, I put a man's personal wishes above the good of the entire outfit, and, well, it just ain't working out, sir.
Well, that's very interesting, Sergeant. But don't you think it's a little late to be telling me all this?
Well, I thought you could still countermand the order, sir, considering it's a question of platoon morale.
This man Pyle is that important to you?
No, sir. He's not important.
Then what?
Well, sir, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, he's kind of like a spark to the platoon morale. Yes, sir, that's it. He's like a spark.
You mean he more or less stands out?
Oh, yes, sir. There ain't a day goes by I don't single him out for one thing or another.
Well, it's a bit irregular, but I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, sir. It'll be good having him back. I mean, as the spark.
Those my transfer papers, Sergeant. You didn't have to bother yourself bringing them over here. I was going to come and get them.
No trouble at all, pal.
Not that I don't appreciate you bringing them. I'm real glad you did. Gives me a chance to say goodbye for the last time.
I got news for you, pal. You're not saying goodbye to nothing except these transfer papers. That's right, pal. Just like this, see? Into nice little pieces.
You mean I ain't being transferred out?
That's right, pal. Affirmative. You should know by now that nobody but nobody transfers out of my outfit unless I tell them to. You got that?
I sure have. And I'm real glad to hear you say that, Sergeant. You know something? I never did want to transfer out.
Knock it off and get that gear stowed away.
I sure will. Since I ain't gonna be leaving everything.
Pyle, of all the knuckle-headed, pea-brain bird...
I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Pyle, you know what you did? I'll tell you what you did. You struck a non-commissioned officer. That's what you did. And that's the last straw. You hear me, Pyle? The last straw. Of all the knuckle-headed, bird-brain, pea-headed... Do you see those stripes on my arm, Pyle? Do you see them? Look at them real good, because you're going to see them from now on. So don't say... Now, you listen to me, and you listen to me good. Since you came back from furlough, you've not done one thing right. Not one thing. But that's all gonna change now. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I hear you real good. You don't slur a bit like a lot of platoon leaders. Every word's loud and crisp. Sergeant, thank you.
Thank you? For what?
Well, thank you for the kind of time and trouble you take with me. Nobody except a real good friend would do that.
Friend? Friend? Well, I'm not your friend. I've never been your friend. I am your enemy, Pyle, your enemy. We are at war, you and me, and I'm going to make sure you never forget it. You hear me?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I know just what's on your mind. Being a sergeant, you got to keep a respectable distance between you and just a plain old PLC. All feeling of kinship aside. And don't think I don't respect you for it either, Sergeant.
Oh, shut up, Pyle, and get out of here. Move it on the double. You got exactly 1 minute to get back to that barracks and GI that deck. Now, you get out of here and move it.
Yes, sir. And, Sergeant, don't you even bother counting, because I'm going to be there.
Well, come on, move it. Cut out the gap. Well, come on, let's go. Move, 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 move. All right, fellas. How about a couple of beers?
Well, sure. Sounds good to me. How's everything going, Vince?
Oh, fine, fine. Things couldn't be better. Except that guy, Pyle. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. You want to hear what he did today? You won't believe it.
Oh, come in, Sergeant Carter. At ease. You know Lieutenant Beasley from Special Services?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir? Fine, Sergeant. Thank you.
We were just talking about one of your men, Sergeant, Private Gomer Pyle, and his singing at the Navy Relief Show back in Washington.
Yes, sir. He did a fine job, sir. That he did.
You know, Sergeant Carter was in Washington with Pyle when he did the show. He was a great help.
Well, he always obeys me, sir. I just ordered him to be talented, and he was.
Yes. Well, we'd like to take advantage of Pyle's talents again. As you may have heard, we have a new regimental commander coming aboard next weekend.
So I understand, sir.
Well, he's an old friend of mine, and I'm having Lieutenant Beasley here put together a show as part of the welcoming activities.
Oh, I see, sir. And you would like Pyle to sing?
Sergeant, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I didn't join the Marines to be a singer. I just just want to be a Marine-type Marine is all.
Look, Pyle, as long as you're in the Corps, you'll do as you're told.
Well, I know, Sergeant, but I still wished I didn't have to sing.
If they want you to sing, you'll sing. If they want you to stand on your head, you'll stand on your head. Is that clear?
Well, yes, Sergeant, but I still wish they'd find somebody else.
Pyle, I've got my orders, now you've got yours.
But, Sergeant...
Pyle!
I'll sing.
Okay, dismissed.
But, Sergeant, if I have to go to all these rehearsals like you say, ain't that going to take me away from my work?
Don't worry about it.
You mean you won't mind me not being around for all my details?
I'm a Marine, Pyle. I've been taught to make sacrifices.
Is there a Private Pyle here, Sergeant?
Yeah?
I got orders from Lieutenant Beasley to drive him over to the rec hall for rehearsals.
Right. Pyle, over here, on the double.
Yes, Sergeant?
They want you at rehearsal, Pyle. They sent a driver for you.
Right, Sergeant. I'll be with you just as soon as I finish the winders.
Now, Pyle, now, get in the Jeep.
But I still got some streaks and undone corners to get at.
Get in the Jeep.
But, Sergeant, I just hate to leave streaky winders, and especially undone corners, because if you leave them undone long enough, they get that smudgy layer on them that's real hard to get off, even with a razor blade.
Get in the Jeep. Vronsky, here, you go finish Pyle's work for him. What are the rest of you standing around for? Get back to work, and you get in the Jeep.
The corners, Joey. Joey, the corners.
Very nice, Pyle, very nice. Let's consider that one, huh? Now, let's see. How about Stardust? That'd be a nice change of pace.
Well, I don't know, Lieutenant. I never have tried singing that one, except once back at the junior high school prom, and then I was just humming along in a friend's ear.
Is that the only way you can sing it? In a friend's ear?
Oh, no, sir.
Good. Let's try it, huh?
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Do you think we're going to get finished before dark?
I don't know why.
Well, I was hoping I'd get back in time to finish up some undone window corners.
Come on, Nelson. Left arm stiff. Keep that left arm stiff. That's better. Okay, Pyle, on your way. They want you at rehearsal.
Right in the middle of practice, Sergeant?
That's right. Up.
Sergeant? What I do about my score, I ain't finished.
Get in the Jeep.
But I ain't finished. So do I add my score next time to my unfinished score from this time, or do I begin next time from where I finished this time?
Get in the Jeep, Pyle.
But, Sergeant...
Go! Okay, Pyle. Let's go rehearse.
But, Sergeant, shouldn't I finish the hike with the rest of the fellers? It just don't seem fair.
Get in the Jeep.
But, Sergeant, how about if I run double time back to the base instead of taking the Jeep?
Huh?
That way it'll make up for the rest of the hike I'm missing.
Get in!
Well, Sergeant, I have another suggestion.
Down! Double time! Hey! Come in.
Sergeant, I hate disturbing you this late at night, but, well, have you got a minute?
What is it?
Sergeant, can I get out of this singing detail?
What?
I just feel terrible being pulled away from my regular work. I keep remembering what you once said about every man in the platoon's got to carry his own weight. And if one man drops out, then the other's got to work that much harder.
Well, maybe I did say that. But as things turned out, this work that you're worried about is not only getting done, it's getting done a lot better and a lot faster. We get along fine without you, Pyle, just fine.
What do you mean, Sergeant?
I mean that you can go to your rehearsals with a clear mind. In fact, to make your mind real clear, I'm excusing you from all duty until the show is over. Work details, guard duty, weapons drill, the works. All you got to worry about is your singing. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get to bed. Some of us have got work to do in the morning.
go? How come eating with the peasants? Don't they have a special mess for you? I hear it's not PFC Pyle anymore. Now it's just PC Pyle. Privileged character.
I wouldn't let that bother me, Pyle. They're just envious, that's all. I say, anybody who can beat the system, more power to them.
But I ain't trying to beat the system, Lester, honest. And I don't want to be no privileged character either.
Well, I understand. But as long as it's happened, take advantage of it. Well, there isn't one man who wouldn't give his right arm to be in your place.
Right now, I don't like my place. I tell you the truth, Lester, I just feel funny about this whole thing.
Pyle, what are you doing in line?
Well, I was just waiting my turn to eat, Corporal.
Oh, you're not supposed to be in line. You have a rehearsal this afternoon. Clear the way up there. All right, come on, Pyle, come with me. All right, come on, we're coming through. Up front, let's go. Come on, Pyle, come on.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. I just wanted to say good night and, well, I was just wondering if you're going to need me for rehearsal tomorrow.
Well, of course, Pyle. And every day till the show is over. Why?
Oh, nothing, sir. Well, good night.
Pyle.
Yes, sir?
You are anxious to do the show, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Sure. Lester.
What was it?
I gotta talk to you.
You want to know what we did today?
If you don't mind.
We were pruning the big tree behind the duty hut.
Pruning the big tree?
And we didn't finish the job. Is that what you wanted to know?
Well, yeah.
Well, we didn't finish.
Thank you, Lester. That's all I wanted to know. Lester,
Mister?
Good night.
Well.
Boyle!
What is it, Sarge?
What is it? It's like in the cartoons, that's what it is.
What are you talking about, Sarge?
You're snoring. You're really sawing him off tonight.
Gee, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Yeah, well, knock it off, will you?
Oh, my gosh, is that you, Lieutenant?
All right, let's have it. Name, outfit.
A Private First Class Gomer Pyle, Company B, 2nd Platoon.
Private, have you been under any kind of medical treatment lately, like a doctor, a dentist, psychiatrist?
No, sir, I feel just fine.
That'll be all, Private.
Well, I sure am sorry about that branch, Lieutenant. I truly am.
Forget it. And get out of the tree.
Yes, sir.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Oh, yes, sir. It's Lieutenant Beasley.
Wireless. Good morning, sir. You mean he's not down there? I'll get him for you right away, sir. This is getting to be too much. You know that, Boyle? Too much. Phone calls every morning, excusing him from duty, having to remind him about rehearsals.
Sarge.
What?
Why don't you get out of show business?
Okay, Pyle. Up. Pyle? What's that? What is that?
Oh, hey, Sergeant.
What have they got you doing now? Playing the musical saw?
No, Sergeant, I'm still singing.
Oh, I see. You just couldn't get the piano into bed with you.
I wasn't that either.
Look, Pyle, you think you can sleep all you want just because this week you're Frank Sinatra. Well, I got a hot flash for you. I relieved you of all details, but that don't mean you don't have to get up on time. Now move. They're waiting for you at dress rehearsal. This is the day of the show.
Yes, sir.
Boy, for a guy who wanted to be a Marine-type Marine, you're sure playing a good thing for all it's worth.
Okay, pal, you're on. Pyle, wake up. It's time for your number.
Good evening, sir.
At ease, Sergeant. You have a man in your platoon, a Private Gomer Pyle?
Yes, sir.
Tell me one thing, Sergeant. Is this man being punished, or is he playing off his rocker?
I don't understand, sir.
That man was shoveling sand one night and sitting in a tree sawing off branches the next night.
He was doing all this at night?
Now, what I want to know is he being punished?
No, sir. But I think I know the reason. In fact, I'm sure I do.
Well, whatever it is, Sergeant, you take care of it right away, because I don't want to see that man out at night again.
Yes, sir. It won't happen again, sir. The nut. The lonely bird. Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, yes, sir, Lieutenant Beasley. You mean he's not there yet? But ain't the show starting pretty soon? Don't worry, sir. I'll get him there. You had to try to do everything, huh? Mr. Please the Colonel and Mr. Please the Sergeant. So, instead of doing one job good, you did two jobs bad. I told you that the show had top priority over everything else. Now look at you. You lost 2 nights' sleep. How are you going to be able to sing, huh? How are you going to stay awake to sing? Wow!
Hey, Sergeant. I must have dropped off.
Well, come on. They're waiting for you at the show. Where's your cap?
evening, sir.
Good evening.
Looks like one of your men's been to the well, eh, Sergeant? Do you think you ought to take him in? He's in no shape to watch the show.
He ain't gonna watch it. He's a star.
Well, now it's my pleasure to introduce a young man fresh from a personal triumph from the Navy Relief Show in Washington, D.C. Camp Henderson's own singing private, PFC, Gomer Pyle.
Wonderful, but is that it? Isn't he going to sing another song?
Well, he's supposed to. We planned several.
Well, where is he? Why isn't he coming back on stage?
I don't know, sir.
What's wrong, Sergeant? What's the matter with him? Is he ill?
Well, not exactly, sir. Tired is more like it. And that is tired from rehearsing all day and working like a horse all night to make up for the details he was missing.
Pyle did that?
Yes, sir. He knew he was excused, but his conscience wouldn't have any part of it.
Well, I guess that's that. I certainly can't be upset about a man being that conscientious.
Sir, would you like to hear another song?
From Pyle? Is it possible?
I think so. Excuse me, 1 minute, sir. Pyle, you're not pulling your weight, Pyle. Everybody else has done an encore except you. Maybe that's the way you want it, huh? You want other people to do your work for you? Somebody else is gonna have to sing another song all because of your goal breaking. It's like I always said, Pyle. One man drops out, everybody else has to work that much harder.
Hey, Sarge, did you give Pa permission to skip roll call this morning?
Of course not.
I thought because of that show last night, you let him off.
I did not. The show's over, so it's back to work. Where is he?
Well, he's sacked out in his bunk, snoring away.
Oh, he is he? Well, we'll see about that. Go on, Boyle. I'm right behind you. Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, good morning, Colonel.
Sergeant, I just wanted to tell you how proud I was of Private Pyle last night. He really was a standout.
Yes, sir. He did very well.
And, Sergeant, I also wanted to tell you how proud I am of you, too.
Sir?
Well, that explanation of why Pyle was so tired. Because he was trying to do his normal duties along with the extra ones for the show? That reflects on you, Sergeant.
Well, thank you, sir.
It means you've done an outstanding job to instill that kind of conscientiousness in one of your men. Good work, Sergeant.
Well, thank you again, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, come on, Pyle. You're not excused from anything this morning. Now on your feet.
Hold it, Boyle. What is the matter with you?
But, Sarge...
Don't you know a tired Marine when you see one?
But, Sarge, you told me that...
Boyle, down, will you? Can't you see there's a man trying to sleep here?
Right! Hey! Well, that was real sharp, men. Nice and crisp. I've seen better marches and protest parades. Lucky for you, I'm sick of looking at your faces or I cancel your weekend passes. But next Saturday, you better shape up. You read me? That's me!
Pyle? Oh, did you say something to me, Sergeant?
Didn't you hear me, Pyle? I just dismissed the platoon.
Oh, I'm sure sorry, Sergeant. I wasn't paying any attention. I was listening to the band.
Huh?
The marching band. Don't you hear them? They're still out there on the parade ground. I'll tell you one thing, Sergeant. March music always has been my weakness. I remember when we were in grade school, they used to play the National Emblem March on the phonograph, and all of us kids would join hands together and go marching off the place.
Pyle, okay, if you want to spend your weekend pass standing out here listening to bands, it's okay with me.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you. Just listen to those trumpets blaring. I tell you, that just covers me with goosebumps all over. Look there, Sergeant. Goosebumps. Look.
What's that?
I don't know. Music.
Probably some 8-ball left his transistor radio on in the barracks. Why don't you go turn it off, Boyle? I can't concentrate. I thought you were going to turn off that radio.
Oh, it's not a radio, Sarge. It's Pyle. He's playing the ukulele.
He's what? Well, why didn't you stop him? Make him quit.
Oh, he wasn't doing any harm, Sarge. He's off duty and all alone in there. I didn't have the heart.
Well, have the heart. Have the heart. Go back there and make him stop, or we'll never get anything done around here. He didn't have the heart.
Hello? Oh, hey, Corporal. I didn't hear you come in.
Pyle, the sergeant and I are trying to catch up on some paperwork. Try and hold it down, will you?
Oh, was I disturbing you? I'm sorry, Corporal. I'll quit.
Good. Oh, by the way, Pyle, you're not bad.
Well, thank you, Corporal. It's just something I picked up back home on TV, on the educational channel.
What is that?
Beats me. Sounds like some kind of static.
Well, go check it out, will you?
Right, Sarge.
Well, what is it?
It's Pyle again.
Pyle? What did he do, open up a peanut stand?
He's got one of those sweet potatoes. You know, an ocarina.
What? Well, why didn't you take it away from him? I know. He's on his own time, he's all alone, and you didn't have the heart.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I got the heart. Just watch. Pyle!
Oh, hey, Sergeant. Golly, was I disturbing you again?
What is it, Pyle? What's with the concert this morning?
Oh, let me tell you about that, Sergeant. I sent away to Del Rio, Texas for a whole bunch of instruments, and I just got them yesterday. Cheap, too. Look here. I got myself a ukulele and a slide whistle and an ocarina and some bongos. Got the whole bunch of them for $7.95 and an autographed picture of Tex Ritter.
Is this it?
Yes, sir. Boy, didn't I get a bargain?
I'm confiscating it, Pyle. Do you understand that?
Huh?
Confiscating. And you want to know why? Because this is a Marine base, not a conservatory of music. It's confiscated. When your enlistment in the Marine Corps is over, it will be returned to you. But till then...
It's confiscated.
Right.
Well, I sure am sorry, Sergeant. Since you're going to take all the instruments, you might as well take this autographed picture of Tex Ritter, too.
That's how much heart it takes. Now maybe we can get something done around here. Oh, Mr. Nice Guy. I suppose you would let him just go on blowing on that stupid thing, playing the ukulele, hitting them bongo drums?
That's not the point.
No? What's the point?
The point is a pal can be a knucklehead. I know that. And then one time you got to get rid of some musical instruments, and another time you got to get rid of something else that's annoying you.
Yeah, so what's the point?
Well, the point is it's not the things you want to get rid of. You want to get rid of Pyle.
What are you, some kind of psychiatrist?
You don't have to be a psychiatrist. It's simple.
Huh?
Well, face it, Sarge. You can take things away from Pyle because they bug you. But you won't be satisfied until you get rid of Pyle himself, right? Isn't that right?
You know something, boy? It's not just a matter of getting rid of Pyle. It's a matter of getting him properly placed in the Marine Corps. After all, I have his welfare at heart, and I just don't think he's properly placed here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got an idea for Pyle, and you gave it to me.
What, exile?
It's just one chance and maybe 1,000, but it's worth a try.
Well, what are you gonna do?
It's a long shot, but like I said, it's worth a try.
Sergeant Carter, Corporal Boyle, was I disturbing you again?
No, Pyle, I just want to return something to you. Here, they're unconfiscated.
But I thought I was disturbing you.
No, you weren't disturbing me as much as I thought. In fact, when I got back to the office and started talking about how much you love music, I realized that maybe I acted a little hasty. Listen, Pyle, you do like music, huh?
Sergeant, music's part of my life.
I never knew that. I started thinking about you standing out there this morning listening to that band and the look on your face. If you like music that much, who am I to deprive you?
Golly, thank you, Sergeant.
Tell me this, Pyle. Do you know anything about music? Anything at all? The way you handle that ukulele and that ocarina, you must have had some musical training.
Oh, I can read notes.
You can? You really can?
Uh-huh. You see, back home in Mayberry, I sang in the church choir for over a year, and even if I do say so myself, I pick up on instruments real easy like.
No kidding. That's very interesting, Pyle. You can read music. Now, listen, Pyle. Here's my next question. But think about it very carefully before you answer. Pyle, just suppose, you could play in the band right here on the bass. Would you like that?
Me? In the band?
Uh-huh.
Golly, Sergeant, I can't imagine that in my wildest dreams.
Well, you never can tell about dreams, Pyle. Sometimes they come true. In the meantime, just play away.
But, Sergeant, won't I be disturbing you?
Oh, no. It'll be nice in the office, like having piped in music.
Bongo drums, too?
The bongo drums, anything. Just play, Pyle, play.
Gomer Pyle, who's he?
I'll tell you who he is, Gilroy. Gomer Pyle is one of the most dedicated musicians I've ever met. His whole life is wrapped up in music. Right, Boyle?
Oh, yeah, he loves music, all right.
Oh, yeah? Cool it, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. What I don't get, Carter, is if he's so wild to be in the band, why didn't he put in for it in the first place?
I knew you were going to ask me that, Gilroy, and I'll tell you why. Because he's the kind of guy that likes to do first things first.
Huh?
He wanted to make good as an infantryman. And let me tell you, he's done that. Because whatever Pyle does, he does to perfection. Because that's the kind of person he is. Right, Boyle?
Oh, yeah, he's real dedicated.
If you like him so much, how come you're willing to lose him?
I'll tell you how come. Because he's a kid who's done a good job for me. He's worked hard, conscientious. Now he wants to move on, and I want to help him. Let me tell you something, Gilroy. You take this Pyle under your wing, work with him, be patient, and I guarantee you'll end up with a hard-working, dedicated bandsman.
All right. He sounds fine, but there's no sense in talking about it now, because in another week, the band goes on tour.
On tour?
Yeah, we're going to play bases all over the world. Our first stop is Iceland.
Iceland? You're going to Iceland?
That's right.
Frank, you got to take him. Give this kid a chance. If you let a talent like this go to waste, it'll be a crime.
I don't see how...
Oh, come on, Frank. Let's face it. How many times have you had a pitch like this from a sergeant for one of his men, huh? At least talk to him. Give him a chance.
All right, bring him around. See what I can do.
Oh, thanks, Gilroy. Thanks. Believe me, you'll never regret it. Come on, boy. Let's give Pyle the good news.
Oh, Carter, this protege of yours, what instrument does he play?
Instrument? What instrument do you need?
Well, I can always use...
He'll play it. He'll play it.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. He wants to see me? You mean there's really a chance of me being in the band?
I'd say there's a good chance.
Golly, how about that? There's just one problem, though. What'll I play? I know the band don't have an ocarina section.
Oh, well, that's true, pal. But like I told Gilroy, a musician like you can fit in anywhere. Anyway, you said you could pick up instruments real easy.
Well, yes, Sergeant, but with all his fine musicians...
Oh, don't worry about them. All you got to do is convince Gilroy how dedicated you are, that you'll do anything to get in the band. Beg, plead with him. Tell him you'll turn pages or shine up the horns. Tell him how good you are at shining brass.
I will, Sergeant, I will. Why, being in that band would be the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. Well, don't just stand there, pal. Get over there and talk to Gilroy. He's waiting for you.
Golly, Sergeant, I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude, I don't even know how to thank you.
Relax, Sarge. If he gets in, he gets in. There's nothing you can do about it.
But when Gilroy sees how dedicated he is, he'll find a spot for him, won't he? Don't you think, huh?
Oh, sure. And especially when he sees how anxious you are to get Pyle properly placed.
Oh, why don't you stop? The fact is, I do want to get him properly placed. And in the band, in Iceland, oh, what a proper place. What is that?
I don't know. Sounds like it's coming from the barracks.
Yeah. It's probably the plumbing again in the shower. They were supposed to fix it. Go check on it, will you?
You gotta see this for yourself, Vince.
It's not the plumbing?
There's your plumbing.
Pyle, don't tell me.
Hey, Sergeant.
You're in. You made the band?
Well, no, I'm not exactly in the band yet.
What do you mean you're not in the band yet, Pyle? What are you doing with that tuba? They don't issue those to everybody.
Well, you see, Sergeant Gilroy gave me this to practice on. He wants me to be a standby for his regular tuba player.
A standby, huh?
Uh-huh. He's going to audition me Monday, and if I do real good, there's a chance of me really being in the band.
A real chance? You think you got a real chance, Pyle?
Well, Sergeant Gilroy was really encouraging. He said I had good lung power and the right-shaped lips.
Yeah, well, I always thought that. I never knew about the lungs, but I could tell your lips were the right shape.
What happens next, Pyle?
Well, Sergeant Gilroy spent about 2 hours with me showing me how to hold the tuba and how to work the valves and everything. And after he finished, I could play it. I told you I picked up on the instruments real easy like.
No kidding.
Listen to this.
What's that?
Don't you recognize it? That's the Stars and Stripes Forever.
The Stars and Stripes Forever?
Uh-huh. You see, when I'm going... The rest of the band's going... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hey, that's great, Pyle. Doesn't that sound good, Boyle?
Oh, yeah, there's no mistaking that. It's a tuba.
Thank you for the nice compliments, but alongside a professional tuba player, I'm just an amateur.
Oh, look, Pyle, it doesn't make any difference what you are. Just as long as you're good enough to get into the band. That's all any of us care about.
Well, with all your fine encouraging and compliments, how can I miss? All I got to do now is practice.
Yeah, Pyle, practice. Let's not waste any time.
Sure I won't be disturbing you?
Oh, no, Pyle. Nothing you do from now on is going to disturb you. Just practice. Keep practicing. Who is it? Come in.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah, what are you guys doing up at this hour?
Listen, Sarge, don't you hear it?
Hear what?
That honking. It's Pyle, Tubby the tuba. He's playing in the latrine.
So he's playing the tuba. What do you want from me?
Well, Sarge, it's Sunday morning, our only day to sleep. I tried to talk to him. He said you wanted him to practice.
That's right. He's trying out for the band, and he needs all the practice he can get.
But does he have to start in the middle of the night? The whole barracks is up.
Well, tomorrow's his big day to audition. He wants to be ready, and he's got his heart set on it.
Sarge, that honking, it sounds like a foghorn.
A foghorn? Is that any way to talk about a musician? What, are you jealous because he's got talent and you haven't? Let's show a little consideration.
Oh, but Sarge...
Oh, come on. It's time you guys were up anyway. It'll give you a chance to air out your mattresses. Well, move. Out! All right, ladies. Training schedule for today is as follows. We'll start with a run over the obstacle course, followed by machine gun and mortar practice, with the balance of the morning spent in hand-to-hand combat. Any questions? All right. The following men are excused from duty. Pyle. Turn, tut, dismissed.
Sergeant Carter.
Yes, sir.
That noise coming from your barracks. What is that?
Well, sir, it's one of my men.
What's he doing?
Practicing, sir. That noise is a tuba. You see, sir, he's auditioning for the band this afternoon, and he's so anxious to make good, I thought if a few extra hours practice would make the difference.
That's very commendable, Sergeant, but that noise can be a little distracting, especially during duty hours. I suggest you find him another place to practice.
Another place?
A room with more privacy and plenty of insulation.
Yes, sir. I'm sure I'll be able to find something.
Nice going, Sarge. You really found him a great practice room. How are we going to work?
It had to be. Where else could I take him?
I don't know, but can't we at least open up the window or a door to get some air in here?
No, they'll hear him.
Well, we hear him, and it's murder.
It's temporary, just temporary. Remember, today, Camp Innocent, tomorrow, Iceland.
Boy, if we can last.
He needs all the practice he can get. He's got to be ready by this afternoon.
Yeah.
It's temporary, just temporary. Sergeant Carter here. Oh, yes, sir, Lieutenant. Sir? You're over in the administration building and you can still hear him? Oh, yes, sir. We'll find another place for him. Right away, sir. Where?
Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter? I've been practicing all afternoon, Sergeant. I think I'm about ready.
No, Pyle, you still got an hour yet before your audition. Keep practicing, keep practicing.
Okay, but I sure hope Sergeant Gilroy likes me.
Oh, he will, Pyle. You sound great, just great.
Well, here we are, Sergeant, right on time.
Yeah. Well, don't just sit there, boy. I'll help him with his tuba. Save his breath.
That's right, Sergeant. If I'm going to be in the band, I got to do my own tuba carrying.
Now, before you go in, Pyle, is everything okay? Do you feel all right? You're not nervous?
No, Sergeant, I'm just fine, raring to go.
Good. I know how much this audition means to you. I mean, getting in the Marine Band.
That's true, Sergeant. And if I make it...
No ifs. You're gonna make it. Remember, you're gonna. You gotta.
When I do make it, I'll owe it all to you because it was all your idea. I never will be able to thank you enough.
Well, don't worry about that, Pyle. I'll be thanked. Just knowing you're part of the band will be plenty of thanks.
Well, I guess I better get going.
Right. Hey, Sergeant Gilroy. Hi, Gilroy. We brought you tuba player. Good. How's he doing? Can we say he's officially in the band?
Looks good. Very good. Let's go, Pyle. We're due inside.
Right. See you later, Sergeant Carter.
Do you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's in, Boyle. He's in. Gilroy likes him.
It sure looks that way.
Gilroy likes him, and I love Gilroy.
Who would have believed it?
Yeah, oh. Well, come on. Let's start getting his transfer ready.
Here you are, Sarge. All finished.
Pyle's transfer. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Just what you always wanted, huh?
Carter? Oh, hi, Gilroy. You're just in time. Here's Pyle's shot record, his quartermaster issue, and his personnel file.
Now, what's this all about?
It's his transfer. He's transferring to the band, ain't he? You want him, don't you?
Sure, I want him, Vince. Only he doesn't want us. That's what I came to tell you about.
Huh?
Yeah, at the last minute, he turned it down. Look, I don't get it. You come to me, you give me a big pitch about him, then I take him and he turns it down.
He turned it down?
Like you said, he's dedicated, all right. And the regular tuba player saw how hard Pyle was working. He thought he was going to be replaced. So then he started working, and I think he actually improved. So I shouldn't complain too much. Pyle did me some good. See you, Vince.
He turned it down. Did you hear? He turned it down.
I heard.
What happened? You try, you plan, and then everything falls apart. Why?
Sergeant Carter, guess what?
What, Pyle, what? I'd really like to know. I thought you said you wanted to join the band.
I did, Sergeant, but boy, am I lucky I found out.
Found out what, Pyle, what?
Well, you didn't know about it, Sergeant, but the band's going on world tour, leaving for Iceland. And I'd had to go with them, and that meant that we'd be separated. And you probably wouldn't have seen me for over a year. Boy, are we lucky I found out. Ain't we lucky, Sergeant? Ain't we?
Yeah, Pyle. We're lucky. Real lucky.
Well, that's that. Anything else we ought to do?
Yeah. Let's get started on supply requisitions. If we finish up in time, maybe we can take in a movie in town.
Hey, that's a good idea. We could use some relaxation.
That's for sure.
Sarge, you don't think.
Don't think, just come on. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, hey, Sergeant, Corporal Ball. Sergeant Gilroy gave me this to practice on. He wants me to be the standby drummer for whenever the band's on the bass, and I've been practicing. Guess what this is? You don't know? It's Semper Fidelis.
Semper Fidelis?
Uh-huh. You see, while I'm going, the rest of the band's going. Da, 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 da,
They blow this inspection, I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Keep your eye out. Come on, Slater, get those ammunition boxes straightened out. That top blanket there, right there, fold it. Don't make so much dust, Pyle.
Inspection party, just leaving the barracks, heading this way.
If you call that sweeping, there's an inch of dust under there. All right, secure from up there.
Hey, Duke, help me move this, would you?
All right, here they come. You guys line up right over here.
Hey, Duke, just a second more.
Good morning, sir. Company B supply room ready for inspection, sir. Attention!
I was moving it to clean under, and I kind of lost my purchase on it.
See you a minute, Sergeant. What kind of a careless, inefficient Marine is that, Sergeant?
Well, sir,
is that an example of the kind of training he gets from you?
Sir,
As you were. Take care of that, Sergeant.
Aye, aye, sir.
Forget it, Vince. Just an accident. They happen.
But why always to me? Why me? 16 years I put in, right? So here I am, a platoon sergeant. 3 up, 2 down, right? Big deal. This gives me the privilege of being stuck night and day with them left-footed, bird-brained foul-ups. And what I get out of it? Nothing but aggravation.
Vince, it ain't that bad.
What's to be my future? Another 16 years of more aggravation, more knuckleheads? Is this to be my destiny? Life among the savages?
Look, Vince, it didn't really bother the captain.
No, you didn't hear him chew me out. And why should it bother him, huh? He doesn't have to spend night and day with them clowns. He doesn't have to take the rap for their foul-ups. Not him, no. All he has to do is say, take care of it, Sergeant. Take care of it, Sergeant. And then he cuts out. This doesn't mean anything to him. He's an officer. That's the life, Nick.
All right. So why don't you become an officer? Here it is for the bulletin board. Aptitude test will be given Tuesday at 0800. Open to all enlisted personnel interested in applying for the officers' training program. You mean you would?
Why not?
Vince.
I put in my time. I done my bit. Let some other guy with the stripes take the beating. I'll be the officer. I'll be the one who only has to say, take care of it, Sergeant.
Sarge, listen,
Yeah.
now being an officer ain't all that easy. I mean, it's a whole
Yeah, I
different
should
life.
have done this years ago. Now I'll get that bar on my shoulder, the passport to a better life. Then I can mingle amongst gentlemen, civilized human beings instead of that bunch of cockeyed clowns out there. It'll be a relief just to be with people who can talk English good.
Sir, real trouble. Private Morgan is AWOL. Piasecki smashed up his Jeep. Schmidt is in jail for fighting with a sailor. Slater blew up the arsenal. And Gomer Pyle accidentally set fire to the mess hall.
Well, take care of it, Sergeant.
Aye, aye, sir.
If you want me, I'll be over signing up for that exam for the officer training program.
You sure you want to go through with it?
But I just got to go in there and tell the sergeant how sorry I am I messed up his inspection.
Bad idea. Better you stay away and let him forget it. You go in there, now he'll bite your head off and chew up the rest of you, too.
Not the sergeant. He ain't the type to be mean about it. He's much too fine a man.
Gomer, believe me, he'll take one look.
Say, Sergeant, I just came by to tell you how truly sorry I am about what happened.
Don't you give it a thought, Pyle. Not a thought. It means nothing at all.
See? I told you he wouldn't be mad at all. Just like I said, he's a fine man. Just about the finest there is.
Something important?
Notice for officers training. They're holding interviews.
Yeah?
Yeah, guess who's going to take the test?
You?
Nope. Sergeant Carter.
He ain't. Well, did you ever in all your put-togethers? Sergeant Carter's gonna get to be a lieutenant.
That's right.
Well, that means he'll be going to officer school, and we won't be seeing him no more.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
I just can't imagine things around here without Sergeant Carter. Why, he's been with us straight through boot camp. Of course, I do wish him the best. For heck's sake, though, I sure hate to see him go. He's such a fine man, I'd like to continue to serve with him.
Well, you can. Why don't you apply for the officer training program? Take the test, then you can be together again.
You think I ought to?
Why not? You too can be an officer, Gomer.
But could a private take this test?
Take it. You not only can take it, it's your duty. Where else are they going to find the future leaders of the Corps if not among men like us? And besides, you'll get to stay with your buddy. By your leave, sir.
No, I mean, Gomer, an officer? You mean he's taking the test for real?
I was there when he was asking about it, but I didn't think it was serious.
Believe it.
Tedge, hut!
Who we get attention for?
Lieutenant Pyle. Huh? You're going to become a lieutenant, aren't you, sir?
Oh, come on, Dick. All I
What
done
are we
was...
standing around for? Let's make the lieutenant comfortable. Come over here, sir. Pillow, pillow, pillow. Have a seat, sir, right here. Oh, let me get those shoes, Lieutenant.
Spot a dust there, sir.
Shall I get your Jeep, drive you to the officers' club, sir? Yes, yes. His bars, his bars. Give the lieutenant his bars. And salute.
Oh, come on, Dick.
Relax, Sarge. Take it easy.
I'm relaxed. I'm perfectly
It's
relaxed.
only an aptitude test. No military stuff, just general. 100 true and false questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Benson told me the trick is you got to put down the first answer that comes to your head. That's usually right. And don't stew on them too long. Oh, yeah, and you got to be relaxed.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm relaxed? I'm relaxed.
All right. I'll see you later.
Hey, Sergeant.
What are you doing here?
I'm planning on taking that there test.
That test? To become an officer in the Marines? The United States Marines?
I'm not stepping out of line, am I, Sergeant?
Oh, no, not at all. You feel yourself officer material? Well, you just go right ahead. How long have you been in the Marines, Pyle?
Almost 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Well, you should have no trouble at all.
Well, I sure wish I was calm as you are. Don't expect I know too many of the answers, so I guess I'll do mostly hunching.
Hunching?
Uh-huh. See, what I do when I don't know something is I slap these 2 fingers down real hard. Now, if the pointing finger tingles most, I put down true. And if the long finger tingles most, I put down false. Works real good sometimes.
Pyle, will you tell me one thing? Just one thing? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to become an officer?
Well, kind of a personal reason.
Oh. Well, what's taking so long? Make sure the phone's working.
Hello, Corporal Cuccinelli speaking, sir. Yeah. Right. Uh-huh. Right. What? Oh, okay, let's have him.
Well, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Well.
Well, they're taking the top 10 men, Sarge.
Yeah, so who are the top 10 men? Who?
4 from Whipple's outfit made it.
Yeah.
And 2 from Sergeant Zaletsky's platoon.
Yeah, that's 6.
3 from Company C.
Yeah, that's 9. That means I did.
No, Sarge. You're 11th on the list. I'm sorry. But look, most of those guys that made it, they're college boys.
Well, who was that 10th guy? The guy that just aced me out. You know who it was?
Hey, Sarge. I just heard. I made it. Barely by the hair on my chin, but I did do good enough to pass. I was number 10. How did you do? Where'd you come in?
Carter placed 11th. That means he's out.
You mean Gomer passed and the sergeant didn't?
Now lay off that Gomer stuff. He's practically officer candidate Pyle. And officer candidates are treated just like officers. You know that?
You're kidding. You mean we gotta call Gomer, sir?
That's right.
All right, break it up. We got a little work detail here. You 3 pick and shovel, tidy up the obstacle course. You 3 rakes, police the area. Slater and Gottschalk, recreation hut. Swab the decks. That's it. Make it good.
Excuse me, Sergeant. What'd I do?
All men passing the aptitude test have been relieved of duty status. Sir.
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 Shazam.
Since you're on your way to becoming an officer, you will have no more work assignments. The rest of you knuckleheads, scramble!
But, Sergeant, I'd be glad to grab a pick and help.
Sorry, regulations. And if you care to come around to the duty office around 14:30, we can tell you what time you have your appointment before the interview board.
Man, you're a lucky stiff, Gome.
Oh, come on, Sarge. He'll be having more of those officer selection tests again next year. You'll make it easy then.
If I live that long.
He still can't figure out how Pyle made it.
That's the one bright side to the whole thing. I might be stuck for a whole year with the rest of those clowns, but at least he'll be out of my hair.
I'm supposed to drop by.
Your interview is scheduled for 1500. That's in half an hour, sir.
You know, Sergeant, when I first found out that I was going to officer school and you wasn't, well, I didn't like that idea one little bit. You see, I'd always counted on soldiering with you a little longer. I never figured that this would backfire and split us up instead.
Well, that's the way it is.
It really bothered me, Sergeant, but it don't no more.
Good.
On account of it don't have to split us up at all. Not one little bit.
It don't?
Not the way I'm going to arrange it. When I get to be an officer, I'm going to fix it where I get assigned right here at this base. That way we be together again in the very same group.
But you can't always choose where you're sent. The Corps sends officers where they're needed most, and in that case, you wouldn't be sent back here.
I've thought about that too, Sergeant. If that happens, I'll make a request for you and have you transferred to me, so you don't worry none.
You're to have me transferred to where you are.
Officers can do that. So you see, everything's going to be just fine. We'll be together same as always. Only one teeny little difference. I'd be your superior officer, but that don't really make no never mind. It'll be perfect. What with me being your superior officer, we'll be working closer together than we ever did before. Just like that, you and me. The sergeant and his superior officer.
Please. No more.
Well, I just thought I'd give you the good news. I guess I better be getting on to the interview. Is there something ailing the sergeant?
Yeah, well, you ought to be able to figure that one out, sir.
I'm afraid I don't follow you.
Yeah, well, I'll give it to you straight. Think how you'd feel if you put in 16 years. Career, everything. And on your first try for officers' training, you got beaten out by a private practically right out of boot camp.
Golly, I never figured that.
Sure. And if you hadn't taken the test, instead of being 11th, Carter would have been 10th.
Then he'd have been on his way to officers' training instead of me. Well, I never for 1 minute wanted to get in his way. Not Sergeant Carter, not after all he's done for me.
Yeah, well, it's too late now, so forget it. You better be getting on over to your interview, sir.
Private Gomer Pyle reporting is ordered, sir.
At ease, Pyle. Pyle, would you tell the board why you wish to become an officer?
Sir?
Would you tell the board why you wish to become an officer?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, that is something I'd like to talk to you about. First off, Colonel, sir, I wanted to tell you, gentlemen, that I was just tickled pink that you'd give me this chance. But don't you think it'd be a sight better if you give it to somebody with 16 years, with career and everything, and 2 up and 3 down? I mean 3 up and 2 down.
Private, you're not making yourself very clear.
Sir, I was talking about Sergeant Carter.
Well, what does Sergeant Carter have to do with this?
Oh, just about everything. The reason I was going to officer school was on account of he was going to go too.
Pyle, are you or are you not interested in becoming an officer?
Sir, I think that the colonel would like the best man for the job, and since the sergeant taught me everything that I know, I think it'd be better if you took the teacher instead of the pupil. So, if it ain't against regulations, I'm going to step down and let the sergeant go instead of me. Why, with all he knows, he'd probably start right out as a colonel with no trouble at all. I'm sorry, Colonel. I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is that I've got my work cut out for me here, and the sergeant, he's deserving of being an officer, and I'm sure he'd be one you could be real proud of.
Then you're withdrawing your name.
Yes, sir. I guess that's what I'm doing.
Pick it up, pick it up. Everything it ain't good. I don't want to see anything but grass and gravel when you're finished. Now get with it. Look at it, huh? Look at it. They foul up, who gets chewed out for it, huh? Sergeant Carter. What does that mean to them? Do they care what happens to me? I miss out on that officer's thing. It's just a big laugh to them.
I don't know, Vince.
Oh, come on, Nick. They're just looking out for number 1. They don't care about me. I'm just a nothing. Another sergeant they gotta put up with. Part of the scenery.
Sergeant Carter, you're to report to the Officer Selection Board for an interview immediately.
The officer's selection board? There must be some mistake. I didn't place in the first...
No mistake, Sergeant. The Colonel sent me for you personally.
Hey, Vince. Looks like you made it.
Hey, guys. Sergeant's going to the officer school after all.
Oh, we better get started, Sergeant. Hey, don't go yet. I'll be right back.
But I don't get it. Are you sure that he meant for me?
Positive. Let's go.
Sure gonna hate to see you go, Sarge.
Well, you take over, huh, Nick?
Okay.
You need a tie, Sarge.
Thanks, Thomas.
Hold it. Sarge, when we heard you were taking the aptitude test, well, we went out and we got you something.
We didn't give it to you before because...
Anyway, we're glad we can give it to you now.
Your lieutenant bars, Lieutenant.
Fellas, thanks.
It looks like you got what you wanted, Vince. Passport to a new life, away from the knuckleheads.
Crazy guys. What do they want to get me these for?
Officers Club, Sarge.
Sarge!
Go get it! Good luck, Sarge! Good luck!
Sergeant Carter reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease. Well, Carter, we've had some pretty glowing recommendations about you.
Beg pardon, sir?
Private Pyle withdrew his name. That moves you up to the number 10 spot, making you eligible for officer training.
He withdrew his name?
And if you make half the officer he said you would, you'll have my job in 3 months.
Does the colonel mean to say that Pyle stepped down so that I...
Would you tell the board why you wish to become an officer?
Well, sir, I'm not sure I can. I mean, I don't think I'm ready to be an officer. That is, I'm ready, but not yet. You see, sir, I have this platoon I've trained since they were recruits, and we're sort of a team. And they're still a little rough. Don't get me wrong, sir. They're good. They're real good. But I'd like to personally see them through the rest of their training. The platoon and me, we kind of understand each other. Hey, Pyle!
Hey, Sarge, what happened?
Oh, they had some special assignment they wanted a good platoon to work on, so I said we'd do it.
You mean you're staying? You ain't going to...
You mean that officer thing? There's no time for that. Maybe next year. No hurry.
You know I feel the same way. There ain't no hurry. Maybe next year.
Yeah. You going back to barracks? What's going on?
Sergeant, we'd like for you to settle an argument for us. How do you spell separate? S-E-P-E-R or A-R?
What are you bothering me for? Look it up in the dictionary.
But you know, though, don't you?
Huh?
E-R, A-R.
A-R.
A-R?
Absolutely.
Here it is. Sarge is right. It's AR.
Golly, Sergeant, you're always right. How do you know so many things?
It's my job, Pyle. It's my job. Well, just keep the men busy until chow. And drop by communications to check the teletype, just in case something important should come up while I'm in town.
Right, Sarge, don't worry.
What was that?
I don't know.
I should have known. Pyle!
Hey, Sergeant.
Aren't you finished with this paint detail yet?
Oh, everything's coming along just fine. I just have a little more. Look out, Sergeant! Golly, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I sure hope I didn't hurt you, but I would have hurt myself real bad if you hadn't have broken my fall.
Pyle, you knucklehead. Does everything always have to end in disaster with you?
Well, I truly am sorry, Sergeant, but I lost my balance is what. You see, when I get up real high, I get dizzy.
How can you tell? Pyle, I hope you have no plans this weekend, because there are a few things you gotta take care of. First, you're gonna clean up this mess and finish this paint detail once and for all. Then you're gonna practice getting down from the roof. Up, down, till you learn how to do it.
Right, Sergeant.
If it turns out that the only way you can get on from the roof is by falling down, then I've got a suggestion. You better take out some insurance. Lots of it. Life insurance, accident, and see if you can get some stupid insurance.
Oh, you still here, Sarge? I thought you'd be in town by now.
I thought so, too, but Pyle changed my plans. What headquarters want, anyway?
Well, they want you to pick 6 men for some experiment in the special training unit.
Okay, so pick them. Just take 6 men and... The special training. Does it take place off the base?
Yeah?
Good. You got your first man. Pyle.
Well, wait a minute, Sarge. You haven't heard what the project is.
Who cares? It's a chance to get rid of Pyle for a few days, ain't it? Put him down.
Sarge, listen.
Put him down.
Will you wait a minute, Sarge? The project is for paratroop training.
Huh?
That's right. Listen to this. This will be a special accelerated program to discover whether in an emergency regular troops may readily be turned into paratroops in a minimum of 7 days. Don't you see? Pyle is going to have to go up in a plane and jump.
Put him down.
Sarge, you can't.
Huh? Why can't I?
Pyle, a guy who falls off the roof, you're gonna send him up on a plane with the door open?
Could be the best thing that ever happened to him. Might cure him of his clumsiness.
Yeah, permanently.
What's the matter with you, Boyle? I just see this as a chance to get Pyle off my back and out of my hair for X number of days. If he can't cut that special training, he'll drop out.
I know. The hard way.
Oh, boy, what are you worried about? If he turns into a real clown, they'll dump him. In the meantime, he'll be away from here.
Sarge, I still think you ought to give him a chance to decide for himself. He's liable to panic.
All right, Boyle, all right. I'll give him that chance. I'll put it to him so it's purely voluntary. He can take it or leave it. But he'll take it.
You sure?
Put him down, put him down. Now, you men were chosen for this exercise because I thought it might appeal to you. However, I think it's only fair to warn you that this project is not exactly fun and games. Therefore, if you have any second thoughts about wanting to pull out, say so. Don't stand on ceremony, speak up. If you don't want to go, say so. Good. Well, so long, boys. I should also remind you that this is the chance of a lifetime, the opportunity to do something for the Corps. Well, so long, boys. And I should also tell you that I will personally take it as an insult if any of you back out, since I was the one who picked you. Well, all right, Pyle, say it.
Sergeant, I can't talk for the rest of the men, but I've reconsidered.
Yeah?
And reconsidered and reconsidered. And I'd just like to say one thing. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to back off. If you pick me for this rough, rugged, dangerous training, then I'm more bound and determined than ever to justify your faith in me.
Oh, good. The rest of you boys feel that way?
Aye, Sergeant.
Okay, then you can take off, and good luck. Watch it, Pyle.
I'm okay, Sergeant. I almost forgot something.
What, Pyle? What?
This is for you. Take it.
What is it?
Well, you'll see.
Watch it, Pyle. He had to fall down. He had to, just to give me confidence. But you can't say I didn't give him a chance to pull out.
What's that?
Huh? I don't know. Probably some letter he wants mailed, the knucklehead. Here, take care of it, will you?
Hey, Sarge. Hey, Sarge.
Huh?
This isn't a letter. It's open and addressed to you.
What?
You know what this is? It's a policy, an insurance policy.
Huh? What'd he give it to me for?
I got an idea. Let me look. That's what I suspected, but I didn't believe it.
Well, what are you talking about?
Remember that fall he took off the roof? I guess he took you up on your suggestion. Sarge, this is a $10,000 life insurance policy, but that's not all. Look here.
Beneficiary Vincent Carter.
That's you. The man that's sending him into the paratroops.
Huh?
A kid that falls down inside a truck. I guess that's his way of saying thanks.
You know what I think, Boyle?
What?
I think Pyle made me the beneficiary in his insurance policy just to bug me.
Huh?
That's right. It was spite work. And that's why he didn't pull out of that paratroop project. It's to make me sweat a little.
Come on, Sarge.
Well, what else says it? All of a sudden, he takes out an insurance policy and I'm the beneficiary. Why, huh? Why?
Well, first, you did suggest it to him when he fell off the roof. And second, I guess he considers you his nearest and dearest friend. Face it, Sarge. He decided to leave it all to you because he's nuts about you. Little does he know, huh?
Oh, get out of here. He's giving me the needle, that's what it is.
Oh, come on, Sarge. Pyle's got your best interest at heart. He takes out a policy and decides to leave it all to you. And what's the thanks he gets? You stick him in a paratroop outfit.
Knock it off, Boyle. I gave him a chance to pull out. You were there. No, I know what it is. He's giving the Sarge a little zinger. And that's what you're trying to do right now, too. Well, I got some big, fat news for you. If you think I'm going to lose any sleep over it, you're crazy.
Sergeant Carter. Sergeant Carter? How do you do, Sergeant? First, may I offer my condolences and my deepest sympathy for this great personal loss that you have suffered. May I? I will need your signature on these papers, Sergeant.
What papers? What are you talking about?
The legacy, the bequest, the small fortune left to you by your generous benefactor, Gomer Pyle.
Fortune? What is this?
Sergeant, Private Pyle named you as beneficiary in his policy. You're the sole heir to the insurance money left because of Private Pyle's untimely demise. I say small fortune because it is in the amount of $10,000. $10,000.
Wait a minute. 10 G's? $10,000 Pyle left that?
Yes, Sergeant. Pyle left that pile. Forgive me, Sergeant. A little levity at a time like this does not hurt.
No, I don't want it. I won't take it.
$10,000?
I don't care how much it is. I don't want it.
You cannot refuse it, Sergeant. After all, it's what you planned.
What does that mean?
I only mean it's not the first time that the beneficiary and the murderer happen to be one and the same person. Eh, Sergeant?
Murderer? What are you talking about?
You are the beneficiary, correct?
Yeah?
You did send Gomer Pyle to the paratroops, correct?
Yeah?
Here's your check made out to you in the amount of $10,000.
I don't want it. I won't take it.
You must take it, Sergeant. Take it and enjoy it. If you can.
No, I won't.
Are you okay? You feeling all right?
Huh? Yeah, I'm all right. Look, boy, I've been thinking, we got to get Pyle out of the paratroop unit.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a little risky. You never should have put him down in the first place.
I should never. It wasn't my idea.
Well, you never should have done it.
You told me to.
Well, do you have to do everything I tell you?
Okay, we'll get him out.
You're darn right we'll get him out. I'm going to that base personally and get him out.
You?
Yeah. Nobody's going to fool around with my conscience. Not even for $10,000. Come on, move it. You people have only got a week to get in shape. Come on, let's toughen up those legs before we break them. 2, 3, and halt. All right? All right. Now, this next exercise was designed for the second and fourth count. All right? All right. Question?
Yes, sir, Sergeant Barrett. Would you mind repeating those instructions? I'm afraid that airplane broke my concentration just a little bit.
You people better learn to pay attention. It may save your life on Tuesday. All right? All right. Did you get it that time? Sergeant? You looking for somebody, Sarge? No, sorry, Sergeant. You carry on. Just thought I'd drop by and see how the trainees were coming along. My people, you know. Oh, yeah? Okay, group. At ease. Sergeant Carter. Bird. You say these are your people? Yeah. You didn't notice any of them that were below average. No, I'd say your people are real average. Oh, thanks. There wasn't any particular volunteer who stood out as, stupid? Oh, sure. All paraboots have rough corners on them at first. Don't you worry about it. We'll knock them off. Yeah. Well, the reason I ask is I made a mistake with one of my men. So if you feel anyone can't stand the gaff and you want to roust them out, well, you can do it without hurting my feelings, Sergeant. Oh, keep that in mind. But we don't expect anyone to wash out. Yeah. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'd like to get your people into shape. Feel free to observe if you like. All right? All right. Hey! Ready, please! Now time! Hut, 2, 3, 4. 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 Squad, halt! Harry's!
Hey, Sergeant, it's nice to see you.
How you doing, Pyle?
Oh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah. Listen, Pyle, I don't know if I made it clear to you, but this experiment is a little risky.
Oh, I know, Sergeant.
I'll tell you the truth, I'd feel awful if anything happened to you.
Oh.
No, I would. And speaking of something happening to you, that envelope you handed me the other day right before you left.
Oh, Sergeant.
Listen, Pyle, why did you do that? What did you want to do that for? Make out an insurance policy to me? Why?
Don't you know, Sergeant?
No.
Well, I'll tell you why. And that's why I did it. Simple as that.
But I still don't know. Right face! Hard! 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 2, 3, 4. Hard! That's it. J for jump day. I tried, Boyle, I tried. I talked to Pyle, I talked to his sergeant. Nothing.
No, you never can tell, Sarge. Some guys freeze that last minute. If that should happen to Pyle, well, they'll just cancel his jump.
You think so?
They might.
Nah, freeze nothing. The guy behind him just pushes him out the hatch and down he goes.
You mean...
Well, will you stop that?
You're the one that started it.
All right, don't help me. What's with the platoon?
I got 2 guys down for sick call. Oh, and I'm taking Dombrowski off of garbage detail. He was put on that for punishment, you know.
Yeah, I know. So why are you taking him off?
Because he's enjoying it.
Huh?
Well, yeah. He told me the other day not to take him off garbage detail. Pleaded with me. So what kind of punishment is that?
No, don't you get it? He says that so you will take him off.
Huh?
It's what they call reverse or negative psychology. It's throwing out bait is what it is. If you don't want something, you act like you do want it. Women use it all the time. And you know who else uses it? Sergeants.
Huh?
That's right. Sergeants who want to get themselves off the hook. They use it too.
Where you going?
Over to that paratroop base to use Dombrowski's theory. Good old Dombrowski. How can I ever thank him? Of course. Keep him on the garbage detail.
Hey, Sergeant.
How's that one doing? Huh? Pyle? He's okay. Good. Let's keep it that way. Fingers crossed. Huh? Boy, if he could lick his problem once and for all, you'll be a real hero, Sergeant. What are you talking about? Pyle's fear of heights. Oh, nuts. I wasn't going to say anything about it. It just slipped out. Nothing, Sergeant. Forget it.
Wait a minute. What fear of heights?
Son of a gun. I didn't intend to tell anybody about it until after, but, well, if he's got the guts to try to conquer his fear of heights by throwing himself out of an aeroplane, you got to give him credit and pity. Smiley sees us.
Is that all Pyle has? I thought it was something contagious.
Yeah. Whoever heard of catching fear of heights? And double vision and vertigo.
Double vision and vertigo?
You're turning me into a regular blabbermouth, Sergeant.
Well, listen, Carter.
Oh, another thing. When he has one of these dizzy spells, he sort of freezes, you know? So if he blocks the hatch, well, I hope he doesn't foul up your exercise and cost you one of your stripes. But, well, let's face it, Sergeant. Whatever happens, you'll know that's the way he wanted it. All right? All right. Is he looking this way? Smile. Be seeing you soon, Pyle. You know, there's something kind of touching about the look on a guy who's buying a bill of goods.
So what happens now?
What happens? Well, Pyle was supposed to be jumping this morning, but instead, he should be reporting back here right about now.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Who? I can't hear you. There seems to be an airplane in this connection.
There is, Corporal. It's our jump plane. Could I talk to Sergeant Carter for just a teeny bit? Hello, Sergeant? I just called up to invite you down here to see me justify your faith in me.
What are you talking about, Pyle? He's gonna let you jump? Out of a plane?
Uh-huh. All 6 of us, thanks to you.
Thanks to me?
Uh-huh. And thank you, Sergeant, for telling Sergeant Barrett about my fear of heights and my dizziness. 'Cause after you talked to him, he come down here and told me that if you was willing to let me fight it, he wouldn't stop me. So I'm gonna fight it, Sergeant, thanks to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wait, Pyle, listen.
I'm sorry, Sergeant, I got to go now. I gotta go up there and go to Geronimo. Bye.
Hello? Get the Jeep.
What's the matter?
We gotta get out there and stop that knucklehead from jumping. Now, get the Jeep.
You mean Dombrowski's theory didn't work after all?
Get the Jeep, get the Jeep.
Is that them?
Yeah, they're circling. They'll be jumping in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there goes the first one.
Well, that's not Pyle. I'm sure it's not Pyle.
Well, how do you know?
Because he's falling too nice.
Oh, there goes another.
That's not Pyle either, I know.
Can I see? There goes number 3.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
5.
It's supposed to be 6. You know what I think? I think Pyle is one of them. I know, I'm sure. I'd recognize that long drink of water anywhere, even in space. You know what, Boyle? They yanked him at the last minute. That's what they had to.
Hey, look, Sarge. There's number 6. That's gotta be Pyle, right?
Yeah, that's Pyle. He's trying to fly.
Hey, look, Sarge. It looks like his parachute isn't opening.
He's dropping like a rock. He's going straight down. Boyle, his chute didn't open. It didn't open.
Well, you can't tell, Sarge.
What do you mean I can't tell? I saw it, so it didn't open.
Well, it dropped behind that hill, and maybe it opened late.
Well, come on, let's get over there fast. Well, it was around here, wasn't it? This is behind the hill.
I don't see any parachute.
I don't see anything.
Well, we saw him falling this way. But you know, sometimes they float for miles, Sarge. He could still be floating.
Trying to make me feel good, aren't you, boy? Well, go ahead and say it, Boyle. I wanted to get rid of Pyle? Well, I sure did.
Oh, come on, Sarge.
Well, it's true, ain't it? Ain't it? He was like a kid that depended on me for everything. I kept kicking him away from me. Always he kept reaching out for me, calling. I guess he was just one of those guys that needs a little extra help, that's all. I suppose it'll stay with me for a long while. The way he used to call.
Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, I'll be hearing that for a good long while.
Sergeant Carter?
Sarge, I hear him.
Well, he used to call out to you, too?
Oh, listen.
Sergeant Carter. Hey, Sergeant.
Why, what happened?
Well, I'm sorry as I can be, Sergeant. My parachute kind of got fouled up in this here tree.
How do you like that, Boyle? It opened after all. How about that? And we were thinking that Pyle was... What were you doing up there, Pyle? Sitting and spying on us? Is that what?
Oh, Sergeant, I couldn't hear you at all. I was hoping you'd go away. On account I was embarrassed for you to see me this way.
Yeah? Well, okay, you can come on down now.
Well, how, Sergeant?
How? Loosen that harness around your waist and just slip out of it.
I'll try, Sergeant, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Pyle, just unbuckle it and slip out of it. Is that so difficult?
No, Sergeant, it's just that these things are... Look out, Sergeant! Golly, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I hope I didn't hurt you. But I'd have been hurt real bad if you hadn't broke my fall. That's the second time this week you broke my fall and saved my neck. Nothing can happen to me as long as you're around, huh, Sergeant?
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
What's the matter?
Gray hair. I'm not surprised after that week with Pyle.
Oh, come on, Sarge.
No, I'm not kidding. Another week like that and I'll be ready for retirement.
Well, everything's back to normal. You've got your Gomer Pyle underfoot again.
Yeah. overhead. Pyle, what are you doing up there? I thought that paint detail was finished last week.
Oh, hi, Sergeant. It was. I was just doing some touch-up work. But you want to know what the best part is? I'm up here and I don't even feel dizzy.
Great. Now, if you could only figure out a way not to look it.
I mean it, Sergeant. That paratroop experiment really worked. I'm up here and I don't even feel afraid. Look at this, Sergeant.
Pyle! Pyle!
Look, Sergeant, eyes closed.
Pyle, you nitwit, get out of there. You want to fall and break your neck? Pyle, you hear?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I left those buckets there. What happened? Do you get dizzy and fall down when you look up? Because if you do, there's this insurance policy for people that fall down a lot. I know all about it.